Boy, look at this skeleton crew we got here today. Greg, where's your son?
His daughter, my granddaughter, woke up with a bad fever and had to stay home from school. So
Whoa, boy.
Minding the business.
Just give her some cowbell.
Some what?
Boy, just started the show with an air ball.
Whoa, boy.
Having a fever, like I had a cold this past weekend, and I don't know. It's probably at my age. Once you get to a certain age, the cold will hit you. You know,
Yeah.
like the cold kind of sucks. And then you're reminded what it feels like when you have like a real fever, like 102. Like Mike, when's the last time you had a fever of 103? Do you remember what that feels like? It feels like you're gonna die.
No, it did. But I had the sniffles a couple weeks ago, and again, the sniffles would have killed Jeremy. It was a bad strain.
Yeah,
A very tough man.
yeah. I had a cold this weekend. It's like I couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah, it can be debilitating. And my granddaughter is one of these kids who loves school, loves her new teacher. It's the third day of school or whatever. So it's legit. She's got a big fever.
Oh, that's what we got going on right now, right? Because the traffic was a bastard this morning
was
on the way
terrible.
here.
Yeah.
So we have all the schools are back in session, right?
Yeah, well, Broward is. I don't know about Dade.
Starts tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
On
okay.
a Thursday?
Yeah, that's weird. I
What
would
is
hate
that
that.
about? A Thursday? My kid's school starts on a Tuesday. They don't go back for another couple of weeks. It starts on a Tuesday. What happened to just starting school on Monday?
Seriously.
It's the beginning of the week.
And why can't you all start together? Hey, counties, get together.
Yeah.
Ridiculum.
Well, that settles why Chris isn't here.
Okay, so Chris, I know, was supposed to be here. He's not here. Certainly a valid excuse. Is there ever any consideration to the wife staying home? Like, is it always Chris stays home?
I would imagine that she's got some reason. Sometimes she works from home, I think, a couple of days a week.
Gotcha.
There must have been some reason why she couldn't. I don't know.
All right. Tony, he's supposed to be here today. Where is Tony?
He called out months ago for this date.
What does that even mean?
He's been making preparations.
I don't know what that means.
Mysterious.
What does that mean?
Making
Oh,
preparation.
well, let me think about it for a second. Today's August 12. That date doesn't ring any
Yeah,
bells.
months ago he's like, August 12th, you won't see me.
Wow.
Okay, you got to give me more, man. What does that mean?
Well, because we lose gravity for, 12 seconds? 7 seconds?
What do you lose gravity?
Zero gravity. NASA made all the preparations.
What? Tens of thousands of people are going to die.
Yeah. Everybody's just going to start floating up. I knew I was going to be okay because I'd be here. So I'd only float up to there, but Tony didn't want to take the chance.
Is this a known thing?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say. See, I stopped myself from saying, "Is this a real thing?" 'Cause
Yes.
that would make me a stupid
No,
person.
it's a very real thing.
Is this a known thing?
Yes, to both.
Okay,
It's
what?
real to several people.
So what are you
including
saying
Tony.
here? There are people for months now. This is one of those deals where
NASA knows about it.
NASA knows.
NASA knows.
Have they done the things to make sure that we don't just float up into space?
I don't know how you can. And I also don't know how they've timed it out to exactly like 7 seconds. But the good news is this is going to do a lot for climate change because this is going to be almost an extinction level event.
Well, those crooks over at NASA, they want you to believe it's not going to happen because they control what's happening and they say that it won't actually happen, but we all know why they don't want us to really know what's going on.
Okay, what time is this supposed to take a
Lord's
place?
time zone,
Of course.
10:33.
10:30. Okay, so while we're on the air, there are people who believe we might start floating for a few seconds.
Yeah, Tony's one of them. But I FaceTimed with him. He's totally strapped down. Yeah. He just finished strapping down all the furniture. So he'll be fine. He's like, I bought a 1-story house for this moment.
Was this part of the plot in Interstellar? They had a gravity issue, right? Wasn't this part? I mean, I know for the most part, Interstellar, it's the farming. Like they couldn't farm anymore. The planet is dying. But there's also a gravity issue, right?
Is there? I don't remember that part.
Yeah.
I remember him like...
There was a gravity equation. That's the whole movie. Michael Caine's trying to solve this gravity equation that the daughter, spoiler alert, spends the rest of her life trying to figure out so they can leave the planet.
Really? And that's why they couldn't grow food, because of the gravity?
No, one led to the other. The gravity situation leads to them trying to leave Earth. Have you ever seen Interstellar, Greg?
I have not.
That's a great girl dad movie. I thought Gravity was the one with Sandra Bullock. Yeah.
And George Clooney. How did we leave out what was it, like 2 weeks ago, we did a list, right?
Yeah. Of
Movies where
biggest celebrities.
where big stars shockingly die early in the movie.
Right.
You know? How did we leave Gravity out? George Clooney dies in the very beginning.
Well,
Spoiler.
Was it at the very, very beginning?
It's pretty early in the movie he dies.
That's my kind of movie role. You get all that money because you're George Clooney, and you only have to act for what, 2 scenes, and then you're done. Take the rest of the movie off.
Because it wasn't as shocking as Steven Seagal dying in Executive Decision.
That's a rough way to die,
That was
right?
another summer of Leguizamo.
Like, George Clooney died in that movie by drifting off into space, just into the nothing. That's a rough way to die.
His
Right?
voice was still there throughout the movie, though. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
didn't
it was-
think
That's
of it.
right. That's why I didn't feel that way, because he was in her ear.
So he didn't really get the rest of the movie off then, Greg.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I misunderstood.
It's kind of like leading her.
Yeah.
All right, so 10:33. 10:33?
10:33, we're going to start floating up to the ceiling, and cars on the street are going to start floating up. It's going to be pretty bad. So
Okay.
if you're listening to this right now, strap yourself in.
Okay, can we double check that? Because I had never heard
Double
of any
check
of this
this?
stuff. Yeah.
No.
I Googled loss of gravity, and the first thing that comes up is a story in the Bergen Record, which is a North Jersey newspaper. This says it's 9:33 a.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah, we've had conflicting reports, so we'll know at 9:33
Yeah.
if it's actually going to be 10:33. Are you worried about this? At your age, you hitting that ceiling is going to be tough.
Yeah, but
and also we don't know what's going to, because what goes up must come down.
I know, but I'm going to go like this. I'm going to anchor
Yeah, but
myself
then your
down.
back legs are going to start floating up.
No,
in there.
that's not the right way. You would have to be under the table.
Yeah,
if
go
you're gonna
under
stop
the
yourself.
table.
that's
Although
true.
the
He's
table,
got his hands over the
Yeah,
table.
you're
That doesn't
right.
help.
table
Yeah,
is
you're
going
right.
to start floating.
Yeah, the table's not anchored.
Okay, but even if it were, like, this isn't stopping
Well,
himself.
this is anchored down here.
All right. Well, now you found your
think
safe
I'm
spot.
good.
So
Plus the ceiling isn't that high. I think I'm all right. I could survive that drop. I think I'm going to be good.
I think so too, but it's got to be pretty scary.
Yeah, it
But
will
also,
be.
I'm a little excited about it. I've always wanted to do one of those planes that that the anti-gravity planes, how they filmed Apollo 13.
That's what I was just going to bring up. Didn't they film those scenes in Apollo 13 with real anti-gravity? That's what, like, Spielberg. I think he was the first director.
That was
probably-
Ron Howard.
And Ron Howard was the first director to do that, right? Where they actually use real no gravity, where it only lasts for not very long to film the movie.
And some of those scenes were long. Those guys were lost in space for a while.
Can I give a revelation?
Uh-oh.
I've never seen Apollo 13.
Never seen Apollo 13?
I know what happens.
Dude.
I mean, whatever, right?
No, but it's about the drama around it.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Oh,
Whatever.
man. Gary Sinise, what a contribution.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
I mean, Sinise and Hanks, they should have done more stuff
Yeah.
together.
Summer of Sinise.
So, all right, we're keeping an eye out for. Is there a name for this day, this doomsday scenario? To have the Nudniks named it? You know what we're doing here with no
I've
gravity.
never heard that term
Nudniks?
before.
Oh, well, maybe I'm
I don't even want to say it out loud. It feels risque.
okay.
One of the terms I see here is Project Anchor.
Project Anchor.
Yeah, I think that's what Tony was calling it. Good name. But he'll be back tomorrow because he's taking all the precautions. Everybody else watching at home, if you haven't, maybe you're not going to be here tomorrow.
Can we just entertain this for a second? Can you imagine, Greg? You're outside, and all of a sudden, 10:33 rolls around, and just people start floating up into the air. Like,
Yeah.
what would your reaction even be?
I'd be like, wow, that's cool. Look at that. Woo! And then they all start falling down to earth with
Right.
a thud.
Right.
And I'm like, oh my God. What have I
That's
just
why
witnessed?
NASA is letting it happen, Greg, because the world is overpopulated.
Yeah.
And look, toothpaste is out of the tube when it comes to climate change. So this is how we fix everything. Yeah. So find a little, catering cart to hide in.
And it's
And
12
protect yourself.
seconds. 12 seconds. Is that right? 12 seconds of no gravity.
7 seconds, but I imagine that's going to feel like an eternity.
Be a long 7 seconds.
It would be like, that'd be thrilling.
All right. Looking forward to it.
All right.
So so I've been thinking about this for a few days. The NBA schedule started to leak. Yes, there's leakage. All right. The full schedule is going to come out tomorrow. By the way, I saw they released the Christmas Day games and the opening Christmas and the opening night games yesterday. And I do want to mention real quick, on Christmas you have the Opening night, I'm sorry. Opening night, you have Sixers at Knicks is one of the opening night games. So you got the banner-raising ceremony. You also have LeBron, first game as a Sixer, and it's at Madison Square Garden. Greg, do you want to take a guess what the price is right now to get in secondary ticket market for not just the Knicks home opener banner-raising ceremony, first time in 53 years, but it is also LeBron James' Sixers debut. The get-in price on the secondary market at MSG, you believe, is what?
Over 1,000.
$2,100.
Wow.
What are we doing with tickets these days?
I know.
What are we doing?
But if you're going to splurge, if you're going to say, I'm going to treat myself to this game, why wouldn't it be the banner raising plus LeBron in a Sixers uniform? You can boo LeBron. You can cheer your team. It's just a perfect scenario.
And remember, this is coming off of the last game played at MSG. Of course, it's the finals. The get-in price was like $9,100. You know, like what are we doing with tickets? Anyway, so some games were leaked out, and I've been wanting to bring this up for a couple days now in regards to the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat have 2 open roster spots right now, and they have a little bit of money to spend, okay? And there are some guys out there who
How much money?
I think they have like $9 million, maybe, something like that. You know, like, shoot, $9 million. You used to be able to get a great player.
That's a little amount, though.
I mean,
in this
$9 million.
NBA.
I guess it's not that much anymore. But there's still some guys available. Like is James Harden going to play in the NBA this year? Not that I want James Harden, but he's not signed, right? It's really weird. So there's still some players who are available. DeMar DeRozan, a name that is always attached to the Heat. The Heat he wants them, but the Heat are always only willing to give the veteran minimum to DeMar DeRozan. It's really strange. But the prevailing thought is the Heat haven't gone out and signed a guy like DeMar DeRozan because they're seemingly waiting on what's going to happen with Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson plays for the Mavericks. He makes like $15 million a year, something like that. Maybe even more. I'm not even sure. And the Heat obviously cannot afford that. They're hoping, I suppose, that he's going to get bought out, that he's not going to want to play in Dallas anymore. So the Heat are waiting, all right? They're waiting for that to maybe happen. We're holding up our next move because of Klay Thompson? Like 2026 version of Klay Thompson, 37-year-old Klay Thompson? Like that's holding up everything that they might want to do right now? Like really? Klay Thompson's the guy?
I don't understand this part because
Feels weird to me.
It would impact the money that you offer to DeMar DeRozan, but he's scheduled to make $17 million this season. Klay's going to be fine.
It's an expiring contract,
Right.
For Klay Thompson. So I don't know.
He gets the minimum.
If it puts them in a position to maybe sign him to a multi-year deal. If you want to put on your tinfoil hat, there's another aging superstar who's still really productive, who might play well off of Bam Adebayo and Giannis Antetokounmpo, that plays point guard, that's pretty friendly and has played some games with Klay Thompson before.
He's talking about
maybe
Steph
you're trying
Curry,
to position
Greg.
yourself for next year.
Curry.
Yeah.
No,
with you, Greg.
I don't know that that's
I'm
the
with you,
position that they're in. I think the reality is look, Klay Thompson, even last year, even the last 2 years in Dallas, he shot 39 and 38% from three. Like that's the when you're looking at the market right now and you're looking for a veteran player who can shoot at that type of level, that is your best option.
Absolutely.
Is he still a lockdown defender? Absolutely not. Like he's not the same guy that he was in the prime of his
But
career.
see, here's the thing. So, like, I talked about this a lot yesterday on my podcast in regards to Zaslow Show 2.0, in regards to Norman Powell and the back and forth he had with Bobby Portis, where, yeah, even if there was a 1% chance of the Heat getting LeBron James, it was worth not even making an offer to Norman Powell because they want to hold on to that money to maybe be able to sign LeBron James. Even if there's a 1% chance, it was worth losing out on Norman Powell. And that's literally what ended up happening. In this scenario here, it's worth losing out on a guy like DeMar DeRozan, who the Heat really could use. I know doesn't shoot threes, but we've seen in Giannis's career, Chris Middleton was the guy creating shots late in games. Like, the Heat need a guy who can do that. They don't have Tyler Hero anymore. They don't have Norman Powell anymore. They need a guy who can create and make difficult shots late in games.
His numbers in the clutch are really,
and
really good.
DeMar DeRozan is still a good player. So it's worth losing out on that guy because you're hoping that, and it's not that you're hoping to sign Klay Thompson, you're hoping that Dallas cuts Klay Thompson, and then Klay Thompson signs with you.
Yeah. He's 36 years old. You want him for a bargain, but you need perimeter shooting. And like Jeremy said, I'm looking at the numbers right here. His 38% threes last year was a career low, but not by much. He's still what they need on the perimeter. I can see why they're prioritizing him over DeRozan, but the idea that they would get one or the other is a good thing. Like, they need one or the other for different reasons.
I think it's also the potential of maybe landing both and needing to work out the money on both of them. I believe they have right around $10 million to spend, and figuring out what you need to do from there. I think part of this is also whether or not
You're telling me there's a world where $10 million is getting you Klay Thompson and DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah, didn't we just talk about minimum contracts for both of them? Like, that's part of it. Is
DeMar
the
DeRozan has
flexibility on
shown
all of it.
no inclination over the years to take this minimum deal that the Heat seemingly dangle in front of him every season.
He always calls the bluff. He's like, all right, I'll see you in the play.
Well, then why would you be offering your $10 million? Because it's if you're in that position, right? And I'm just trying to think of the way that they're viewing this. If it's Klay Thompson plus someone else, whether that's Bradley Beal, whether that's any other player, right? So if you're looking at it and you're going, oh, maybe Bradley Beal and Klay Thompson versus landing just DeMar DeRozan, maybe the Heat's calculation is the difference between those things is you're adding a guy in
We're
Klay.
just like the oldest team ever.
Yeah, but you're
guys.
building a veteran team. Like, that's what the Heat have done before. They put together sort of ragtag
Yeah,
veterans
but
for
they
a
didn't.
year.
Yeah, but it wasn't a veteran team of guys who were so past their prime.
I mean, fair enough, but I think, like, when you look at where Gary Payton was supposed to be in his career,
one guy.
I understand, but Klay Thompson is just one guy. Like, Bradley Beal is still pretty young. DeMar DeRozan, like, Bradley Beal broke down. Bradley Beal has not been the same player the last couple of years that he was before. But if you're looking at the combination of the two, you're looking to add shooting. Both of those are better shooters purely than DeMar DeRozan, who's right above 30, I think 32% last season as a three-point shooter.
I
A
think
great
it might even be
mid-range
less.
scorer
Not a good
and a
three-point
great
shooter.
creator
Yeah.
himself individually. But if you're looking to complement what your core is, I can understand why Klay would be priority number one, and those guys are the next options. None of these are like superstars that you're adding.
All right,
They're
so let
just
me ask you
complementary
here.
pieces.
All right, so ask here, Mike. You could have DeMar DeRozan right now. You miss out on Klay Thompson, or you don't get DeMar DeRozan, and it's 50-50 Klay Thompson. Which would you take?
DeMar DeRozan
Me
right
too.
now.
Me
I
too.
think DeMar DeRozan's a superior player.
Greg, you could have DeMar DeRozan right now, definitely not Klay Thompson, or miss out on DeMar DeRozan, 50-50 Klay Thompson.
Well, why is it 50-50, though?
Well, because you don't know if Dallas is even going to release him.
Because that's the hypothetical.
You're hoping.
So-
You're waiting.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would probably go with DeRozan, but he's 37. I mean, they are going to be the oldest team in the league at this point, but Riley has always loved old players. Bradley Beal's another guy they're rumored to be interested in for like 5 years and still interested in him. I think the whole lesson here is that with Giannis, you got a 2 or 3 year window realistically, right, of his prime. If you don't think you have a championship team in the next couple of years, it ain't going to happen.
I would sign DeRozan and call it a day. I would sign DeRozan
I agree.
and count on being a team that's going to get high-quality shots and is going to be great defensively.
Yes, I guess we've prioritized Klay because it allows us to be more flexible. Klay's going to get $17 million. He gets a veteran's minimum. All the remaining money goes to DeMar DeRozan.
You mean if they wind up cutting
Yeah,
him?
like you get DeRozan, you switch the priority. You prioritize DeRozan, and then you figure out what's going to happen with the buyout because Klay's not going to need a lot of money. And that's the way that I would go about it. But it's just been very curious. I thought that you would see a bunch of dominoes falling after LeBron finally landed on a team.
Me too.
And that hasn't been the case.
Jeremy, I'm going to give you an opportunity to shine here. The Marlins, the last couple games, the pitching last night, Skeens, he stinks now. Marlins, they win last night 2-0. Roy, let's get to a stat of the day.
Start of the day, start of the day. It is here, start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is here, start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is here, start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is here, start of the day.
Would you like a Yuri Perez stat or an Esteuri Ruiz stat?
I think I'd rather a Yuri Perez stat.
All right.
Yeah.
Yuri Perez, since May 22nd, the only National League starter with a lower ERA is Jacob Mizorowski.
Hey, look at that. Woo!
He's younger than Jacob Mizorowski and outdueled them when they pitched against each other.
Pretty good.
He has been lights out. He, like Sandy, so Sandy got off to a really great start with the 20 straight scoreless innings to
He
start
had like
the year,
the one bad month.
and then was dreadful and has been great ever since. Yuri Perez, same deal. He got hurt. He came back. He has been lights out. And to me,
I only saw Skeens highlights.
yeah, well,
He stinks
welcome
now,
to
right?
ESPN. Skeens has struggled this year.
The
And
velocity is way down.
that's the concern.
That's a huge
year by
concern.
year, month by month, his velocity ticks down.
Libby Dunn's going to break up with him.
When he first came into the league, he was averaging like 98.5 miles an hour on his fastball. Now he's sitting right around 96.5 miles an hour on the fastball. You could argue that that's a guy who's learning to pitch at the major league level and trying to kind of save bullets. The Pirate season is not going the direction that Dave Damashek said it would a couple of weeks ago. But at the same time, like, this is a great concern. After last night, he's taken out after 65 pitches. It was 5 innings, 65 pitches, and that was after allowing a home run and then pretty clearly hitting on purpose Asturi Ruiz.
So Yuri should be more of a story. I know before the
Yeah,
season you were like, you should put a few shekels on him to win the Cy Young.
Jeff
And-
Passan said that.
Yeah, and he got off to a pretty rough start.
Yep.
But that was bad advice because he's not going to win the Cy Young.
No,
not-
but his stuff has played from the beginning
When
of
he
the season.
consistently finds a plate, he's got pretty electric
Yeah, he's
stuff.
a-
It's been control.
A 6'7", 23-year-old. Like, he's just still kind of finding himself on the mound. He came up so young. He came up at 20 and then had Tommy John surgery. So we sometimes forget that this guy is as young as he is. He's younger than Skeens. He's younger than Mizorowski. He's younger than Roki Sasaki. Like, he's one of the youngest starting pitchers in baseball. And yet, again, over his last 10, 12 starts, he's been as good as anybody. Last night, he was dominant against Pittsburgh. And to watch him and Sandy as your 1-2 punch, like, remember, Max Meyer is presently not pitching. We still don't really know if he's going to come back this season or not. But whether it comes to any team in baseball, like, I know the Dodgers just acquired Skubal and everything that he is, but I look at if the Marlins can find a way to get that last wild card spot, and right now they're sitting 2.5 back after
They're 2.5
losses.
back of the final 2 wild card spots.
Yeah, and you have the Diamondbacks and the Phillies, as well as the Padres, all tied right there. The Marlins play all of these teams. Like, you look at the Marlins schedule over the next month and a half as they close out the season, and they have late series. There's going to be a week on the West Coast where you have all those 9:40 start times on the East Coast where they're playing against the Diamondbacks and the Padres, and those games are likely going to decide their season. But when you can go into a 3-game wild card series and your frontline starters are Sandy Alcantara and Yuri Perez, like, I feel like they can beat literally anyone. They've gone to LA and won a 3-game series already during the regular season. And to me, I look at if I can go anywhere except for Atlanta, because they can't seem to win in Atlanta ever. Literally ever. They just cannot do it no matter how well they're
many
playing.
games
But
back
if they
are
can
they?
play anybody but Atlanta,
How many games back?
2.5 back.
2.5 back of 2 wild card spots.
Yeah, they're two of the, like, there's 3 teams right now tied for those final 2 spots. The Cubs are going to run away with the top of the wild card. But remember, there are 3 wild cards right now. And when you can throw those particular guys against just about anybody, they're going to be able to compete. And Sandy is in the midst of another 20-plus innings scoreless streak. The last 3 guys to do that are Sandy, Nathan Eovaldi in a year where he started with like a 1.1 ERA, and Sandy,
Nathan
the year that he
Eovaldi.
won the Cy Young. Those are the last 3. It's been him twice, and his changeup is really the big thing.
Greg,
Like,
do you remember who the Marlins traded for Nathan Eovaldi?
I do not.
Hanley Ramirez.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they got Eovaldi, like, at the very beginning of his career before he was, like, amazing.
yeah, he's had a strange career too, because he's had Tommy John multiple times. He was a World Series hero. Like,
He was the centerpiece of the Hanley Ramirez trade.
Yeah.
And he wasn't able to put it together. With
when
the
you watch
Marlins.
all the guys who have ping-ponged back and forth through Hanley Ramirez and where that all started and who's
Yeah.
ended up back on the team, I think that might be part of the path that ultimately led to Luis Arias. Like, there's a starting point, I believe, of Trevor Hoffman that leads to Luis Arias. It's a very strange. I'll go find it in a minute.
we did yesterday Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
of Marlins, And the fact that none of us mentioned Hanley Ramirez for it, which we shouldn't have, like he doesn't belong on it. But the crazy part is there was a part there with Hanley Ramirez on the Marlins where it was so obvious he was going to be one of the greatest Marlins
Yes,
ever.
absolutely. He had a couple of Rushmore
incredible.
seasons with the Marlins.
Yep.
If the category is who had the 2 or 3 best seasons in a row offensively, Hanley comes into the discussion.
And then was it the year they moved into the new ballpark where he just kind of fell off, and he wasn't Hanley anymore?
Yeah, that was the grab everybody in the world, put them on the team, and then trade them as soon as you get your publicly financed stadium.
Yeah, that was fun. All right, so good stuff, Jeremy. Marlins 2.5 back of 2 wild card spots. Greg, the Miami Dolphins have a preseason game this Friday.
How about that?
They are playing the Washington Commanders. Are you going?
I am not.
You're not going.
It's in Washington. They are actually scrimmaging against the Commanders today, I believe.
Ooh.
Probably as we speak.
So the game is Friday at Northwest Stadium. Have you ever been there? I've been to that Northwest Stadium. What a dump. That's
I
a
have not.
terrible
I don't
stadium.
believe I have.
I saw Army Navy there a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It's a terrible stadium.
It's in
Northwest Stadium.
Landover, right?
Yeah. Brutal. But anyway, Dolphins are there on Friday night, and I think this goes to what I've been thinking as well. We're 2 days away from a preseason Dolphins game, but just in general, Dolphins training camp's been going on for a couple weeks now, of course. I feel like the lack of buzz surrounding this year is nothing I've experienced in my lifetime. Been a Dolphin fan my entire life, of course, and I don't remember going into a season. I don't want to say lowered expectations this year, although we could probably make that argument as well. But going into a season where there's less buzz, and it's especially interesting when we consider they went out there and signed a shiny new quarterback.
Yeah.
Like you would think that there would be significant buzz then around the team, and I'm not feeling it.
I think there's a little bit of what I would call underlying buzz. It's the first time since 2006, I think, that they've started the season with a new head coach, a new GM, and a new starting quarterback. So there's a sense of starting over, of rebuilding.
Ooh, can I guess it? 2006. Would it be, are we talking Saban, Gus Frerotte? But who would be the GM?
Or was that Pennington? Was that Chad Pennington's 1 year?
Ireland was the Parcells guy. Didn't they just give Saban complete front
No,
office?
but there had to have been a general manager, though.
Sure.
I think Saban was the coach GM.
Anyway.
At any rate, I think what you're talking about is 4.5 wins over under, second lowest Super Bowl odds behind Arizona.
Rick Spielman.
Spielman, there you go.
But
That's
he wasn't new, so that couldn't have been the year that Greg's referencing. Then.
Randy Mueller?
It could be.
Mueller?
We're talking about 2006?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the second season under general manager Randy Mueller.
Okay, well, I'm talking, maybe I'm off by 1 year. There was a year around 6 or 7 when they had a new head coach, a new GM, and a new starting quarterback and this is the first time since. The problem is they have no...
Cam Cameron, Trent Green, Dennis Hickey?
Well, this was the year they got Dante Culpepper and almost signed Drew Brees and didn't do that.
But that wouldn't have been new because that was
Ouch.
Saban's second year, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
Should we go to 2005? I think we should get more bogged down in it.
Yeah, I think we should too. They have no star power. Here's an example. Devon Achane, top 10 fantasy draft pick in most estimations. Their next highest fantasy guy is Malik Willis at number 150, which if you're into fantasy football, that's like,
wow.
He's not even drafted.
So for fantasy rankings, Devon Achane, obviously a top pick.
Yeah.
But the next guy is the quarterback at 150-ish?
Yeah, they have no wide receiver who's like that. Their starting tight end is not a guy anybody's interested
So then
in.
essentially the Dolphins have one startable fantasy football player.
One.
Because you wouldn't be starting Malik Willis.
No.
Wow.
No, definitely. If you're starting Malik Willis, you must be in a 30-team fantasy league.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah.
But like I don't hear from fans, and I don't think I'm detached. I don't hear from fans about going to training camp and the excitement around the building and watching training camp. And it's a new coach, a new quarterback. You would think that there would be some of that, and I don't feel any of it.
I think fans are torn. I think Dolphin fans don't know what to think this year. They acknowledge it's a rebuilding year and that, quote unquote, we're probably going to suck We're going to be lousy. But yet, are they cheering for the team, or are they cheering for a terrible season and a number 1 overall draft pick and the quarterback who's the future, which Malik Willis may or may not be? That's the thing about Malik Willis. They spent for him like they spent for nobody else in the offseason, and to a lot of people, he was the prize quarterback this offseason, and they got him. We don't know whether he's good or not. You know, he started like 6 NFL games. He ended his college career at Liberty. People have been trying to decide.
Why do you say it like that? Was it a little
you
tone
know,
there?
the Liberty Flames, not considered a top-tier college football program.
Right.
That's all. Nothing against you, Liberty.
Okay.
Miss Liberty. But we don't know yet.
Just throwing a C.J. Daniels out there.
Malik Willis may be good, may be great, but we don't know it yet.
All right, so this Friday, get excited.
Yeah.
All right, potentially 1 minute.
We're a minute away from this gravity
According
situation,
to that
maybe.
according to that one paper in New Jersey.
Right. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
they got it
ready.
wrong.
I'm ready.
Well, or maybe right. We'll find out. About 40 seconds.
I'm not taking any chances.
Yeah, let's do a countdown.
What do you have? You have one arm strapped down there.
Yeah, I still got to mic myself, and I got my feet strapped down.
Oh, your feet are too. I was going to
yeah.
say, it'd be amazing if just you got your arm on the desk and your feet are dangling up in the air.
Yeah.
That'd be quite the scene.
I didn't really think this one through. I got to cross over, but
All right, we're like 20 seconds away. This feels like Y2K all over again. You know?
I mean, we all know it's 10:33.
Yeah, I remember that countdown. Y2K.
So this is a false alarm, 9:33.
Well,
right?
we just can't. You can't be too sure.
Yeah.
Jeremy, do you know what Y2K was?
Yeah, recently when someone was re-explaining to me that it was happening, I couldn't believe how stupid everybody
It's
was.
amazing. It's amazing.
We made it.
There we go. 9:33.
All right, we're good. Okay, so in an hour,
Okay.
like we were right.
Maybe in an hour from
That's
now.
stupid
Thank
New
God.
Jersey paper.
So, my grandfather was a huge Y2K prepper. Huge.
How did he prep for it?
I mean, all non-perishable items like corned beef hash. I had corned beef hash for like 4 straight years,
Wow.
and because of all the food that he stocked up for Y2K.
A lot of spam. A lot of spam going
Yeah, he
on.
watched a lot of Fox News.
Everyone was
Love you,
just
Bob.
concerned that computers
Yeah,
couldn't all turn to zero.
that's right. Well, that they were going to turn to actual zero, and it was going to set us back to the Stone Age.
Because the computers would have recognized, well, it's year 0, so we're just going to just power
so
down.
it wasn't like a bomb going on.
No.
No. It was like
Every time I learn about Y2K, I learn something new.
So like the computers only did the 2 digits for the year.
Right.
It didn't. So
So
like,
everyone
thought
just thought
was
we'd actually like time
the
travel.
computers. No, the computers would be like,
We would
well,
lose
it's
all
year-
our money.
Yeah, it's year 0, and there was none of this stuff.
Yeah.
So the financial markets would collapse.
Kind of dumb. However, precautions
So
were
stupid.
taken. Precautions were taken by
Did
the
you believe in
government.
this? How
Did
old
I
were
believe
you
in
at
it?
this time?
Dude, I believed in so many things because of my grandfather. I was a bit of a weird kid.
I mean, this wasn't like a
I thought the rapture was going to happen every night.
And some people still do.
Well, today's like a big like rapture day. There's like because the people that aren't aware of what's going to happen at 10:33, they're going to be like, "I'm ascending into heaven. It's the rapture."
Oh, they're going to be so
But-
disappointed a few seconds later.
7 seconds and
Because that would be
7
exciting.
seconds in heaven.
If you have like a realization for a moment that this is the rapture and you're going to heaven, that'd be pretty freaking cool. But then in a few seconds you could realize, oh no, now I'm falling back to the ground.
yeah, but there's like some people in prison like, wow, I really turned my life around.
Well, how high do
I'm a
you
double
fly?
homicide guy.
How high do you fly in 7 seconds?
Oh, it depends your weight.
Yeah, and you can also do things to slow your progress in 0 gravity. There's some people that say gravity's an illusion at all. I think I've heard Tony say something.
No, but Jeremy, people were legit. It wasn't where it's just buffoons were worried about.
no, I understand that. That's why I'm
Y2K.
saying you were all so dumb.
Again, they took precautions to make sure that the computers knew that it wasn't year 0, but
It wasn't like you're only turning on, the wackadoo shows.
No, I get it.
And
That's
that
why
it
I'm
was
saying
all
everyone was
news
stupid.
channels. Everyone was covering
Yeah.
this. It was a real scare.
There was a good amount of fear around the millennium because one of the things that actually, as someone that thought the rapture was going to happen every day, one of the things that I was keeping an eye on was like, well, struck midnight in Australia, but as you know, USA is number 1.
right.
So when they got to the Lord's time zone,
Right.
that's when all the Armageddon Y2K stuff would happen.
Oh, that's a great point. Did you guys just assume, like, were you still scared once it got to midnight?
I started feeling
Australia,
better
were you
at
still
London.
concerned?
Once it got over like Israel, I'm like, all right, we're cooking now.
Of course.
I was at, I think I've mentioned this before, for that weekend, I was at Big Cypress Reservation for the entire weekend at a fish festival. So I'm out there with, and this is before cell phones and everything. So I'm out there with no communication with the real world. And so on the way back from Fish, I didn't know what I was coming back to because we're all coming back on January 1st. Like, did Y2K happen? Like, what am I going back to? Didn't know. Came back, everything was fine.
Were you worried?
I mean, I don't think I was ever really worried, but like I said, it wasn't something that only the dope conspiracy theorists were into. It was something that everybody knew about and was on everybody's mind.
Right.
So
It was on headlining evening news.
So I was
a bunch.
curious.
But
like,
I remember a lot of people making fun of it, though. I mean,
course.
it was a conversation piece, but for everybody who believed it, I think there were two people going, oh, come on, what are you guys talking about?
yeah, probably.
I mean, there's people in this country, thousands of people in this country to this day, who have underground bunkers and who are storing all of these weapons and all of this food looking for the Armageddon Day. I think we underestimate how many tens or perhaps hundreds of thousands of crazy people live in this country. Absolute lunatics.
You think we're underselling that?
Yes.
All right.
This episode of the Dan Le Batard Show is presented by DraftKings Sports. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Greg, today is a big day. We are going to reveal 2 more catchphrases, correct?
Yeah, we're in the top 10 now. We're revealing 10 and 9.
All
We're
right.
rolling now, huh?
We are rolling now.
Any world where this is going to become 20 and 19?
No, not as of now.
Final answer.
As
Oh,
of now.
as of now.
Yeah,
All right.
it's temporarily the final answer.
All right. There you go.
Probably temporarily the final answer.
All right, so
Maybe.
that's coming up. We'll have two more reveals here for Greg Cody's top 75?
70.
Top 70 catchphrases. Unbelievable. It started at 50, and then he added, what are we talking here? 20% more.
Yeah, it went to 60 and then 70.
Let's bring aboard Nick Wright, host of FS1's First Things First and What's Right with Nick Wright podcast. Nick, are you aware that in now less than an hour from now, 10:33 Eastern Time, Lord's Time Zone, where you are, that will be 7:33, are you aware of this supposed gravity loss that people are talking about? Do you have any idea what I'm referencing right now?
Let's first start with where do you think I'm at?
I think he's in New York.
Oh, you're not in L.A.?
No.
Oh, my boss.
No, I moved. It was recent change. August of 2017. Been in New York since then. Show used to.
Hold on a
show
second.
used to-
I'm not done. Hold on a second. You're telling me
Yeah.
that your show is not in L.A.?
No, I mean, no. Again, that changed when the show started, September 4th, 2017.
All right, so
the
recently.
Show used, 9 years ago, just under 9 years ago. The show used to be on at 6:30 a.m. Eastern. Those shows are tough to do from the West Coast. And so, no, I mean, we start literally every show with Kevin Wilde saying live from New York.
Yep.
But this is now data point number 4 or 5 that while the show is growing, it is yet to capture the sought-after Jonathan Zaslow demographic.
You know, Mike Ryan,
Yeah.
you're a real dick, Mike Ryan, because you're saying
I gave
that
you a face.
you're saying that as when Nick Wright says at the start of every show, Kevin Wilde says live from New York City, and you jump right in with a yup,
Yep.
as if you're locked in at the start of every one of Nick's shows.
But here's the thing. Here is the thing, Zaz. If we're again gonna go down this road, you don't have to be locked in at the start of every show.
Right.
As long as you have watched more than one show and you hear someone start a show like a certain way, you're like, oh, that's how they start their show.
I'll do you
the
one better.
fact, Yeah, go ahead.
I'll do you one better. If you just merely pay attention to some of the interviews that Nick has done, there have been plenty of context clues to suggest where he openly says that he's living in New York.
Greg, do you
Or my interview with you guys last week when I discussed getting season tickets to see LeBron play for the Sixers because for the first time in my life, he's playing for a team that I could go to the games. Where did he just leave? The Lakers. Would it make a lot of sense for me to have been like, well, we're in LA. Bron's been here the whole time. But now I'm thinking about getting Sixers tickets.
Great. So which is worse? Me not knowing that Nick's show is not in L.A. or Nick referencing what he just said last week, having no idea I wasn't even in studio last week.
It's
Well,
you.
I just assume, but you're on the show.
Yeah,
I
you're
just
on the
assume
show,
even if
dude.
you're not
Probably
there,
listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're
pretty
at least
obvious
staying
he's-
abreast
Yeah.
of what's going on. But listen, it's neither here nor there. You were asking me about gravity.
Yeah,
we're
so
losing gravity in a
at
few
7:30
hours.
your time, you're gonna start floating in the air.
7:30 my time. Yeah,
7:33
so it
to
already
be
happened.
exact. 7:33
survived.
Pacific to be exact. You're gonna start floating in the air for 7 seconds. Now you may think you should be happy that you're joining us because you may think that you're actually ascending into heaven. What's really going to happen is you're just going to fall back down after 7 seconds. That's why Tony's not here. He made all the preparations.
Well, I was going to ask. I'm bummed Tony's not here because I was going to compliment him because that feat of strength yesterday
It's unbelievable.
was legitimately impressive. Like, stunningly, legitimately impressive. I'm not up to date on this gravity thing. I do think that 7 seconds of no gravity would be, I would imagine, would kind of end. It would be a mass extinction event. So I'm hoping you guys are wrong about that.
A lot of people are going to die.
That's not going to happen.
A lot of people, a lot of animals are going to die. There are going to be parts of the world where, all right, I'm back on the ground. That's cool. I made it. And then like a walrus falls out of the sky on someone.
Cars will be floating.
Oh, because the world, because everything
loses gravity.
Spinning?
Everything,
boy.
everything loses gravity.
Oh, we're in trouble. I haven't. Yeah.
Oh, so you believe it?
Well, I assume you're just not going to bring me false information. I'd never heard of it until right now, Zaz. This is it had not hit my radar. I had other things, but now I'm at least moderately concerned about it. That's for sure. Can I ask Greg Cody a question?
Sure, anything, Nick.
Because I do apologize. I have missed some of the previous 60 catchphrases. I'm not going to ask you to go through all 60.
Well, I will later today.
Can you just give me a couple of your favorites that didn't make the top 10?
Who made it a salad? Very good.
What was the first one?
Second, I think.
Confused.
Who made it a salad?
I'm not familiar with
Trailers
that
for sale or rent.
That
Room
one I
sell
know.
at 50 cents.
Yeah, but I absconded with it. I made it mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the key
is
is
Never a Doubt gonna make it?
That's not one of mine.
Oh.
No.
Oh, they're only yours?
Yeah.
It's only your catchphrases?
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's very self-involved, Nick.
Yeah, there's patent pending on all of them.
Oh, okay. You have 70 of them?
Yeah.
And
What a legend.
every week he rehashes. He counts backwards from 70 to the 2 that he's revealing.
Right.
Oh man, I feel like Nick really
Wow.
wants to hear him.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why don't we
I
do that?
not
Are
wanna
we
hear
wasting
them.
your time if you hear like the entire Greg
Yeah, I
Cody
mean, Nick, do you
countdown?
want to hear them?
Yeah.
Because we got sports like I can ask you about JJ McCarthy, no doubt, but you're the one that
I
asked.
feel like it's better content to hear the catchphrases that I've missed.
All right, let's
I
do
do
it,
think
Greg.
that's
It just
better.
Yeah.
takes about 20 minutes. so-
All right.
No, it doesn't.
It's gonna, I don't have 20 minutes for it. Just go quick.
All right, here we go.
All
Ready?
right. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 70, I'm fuller than Vern Fuller. 69, where's my click, click? 68, hey, Butterfinger. 67, punt. 66, Scranton. 65, I'm busy in a one-arm paper hanger. 64, Georgia. 63, I'm the kind of guy that 62, ball on the jack. 61, hey, we're the monkeys, baby. 60, thank you.
Pause!
Yes,
I'm going to pause after 10.
sure.
I'm busier than a one-arm paper hanger you created?
Yeah,
That's amazing.
thank you.
I like that a lot. I've heard it before, but I assumed it was Shakespeare or something. That's
No,
great.
that was Greg
All
Cody.
right.
Shakespeare
All right,
stole
let's
it
keep
from
going.
Greg.
Okay.
They went to
keep going.
college together.
They were roommates.
That's right. He was a good guy, Bill. All right, number 60. Thank you, Billy. 59. I love him like a pet. 58. Who made it a salad? 57. We're rolling now, huh? 56. Your brain beating me. 55. Let's go States. 54. Driver comfort is paramount. 53. Dummy up. Save up. 52. Catch as catch can. 51. Doesn't make it right. 50. So on and so forth. 49. Very good. 48. The Little League theory. 47. Nice hat, asshole. 46, the others, they all learn from me. 45, don't go showering to try to please me. 44, look at that jerk. 43, it's like a packing house in here. There should be hams hanging from hooks. 42, what'd you learn? 41, hee-haw, 3, ba-da.
Time! What's the Little League theory?
Oh, you'll love this.
I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll love this.
It's the most maligned of all the catchphrases, but a personal favorite of mine. When I was 9 or 10 years old playing in Little League, in a baggy uniform for Adler's Drugs, red and white colors, there would be a situation where I didn't feel like playing that day. And I was begging my mom and dad not to take me to that game. I didn't want to play. That's the game I had 3 hits, made a great play in the field. If I really was amped for the game and wanted to play, 3 strikeouts and an error. It just seemed to be the Little League theory. Sometimes in life, if you want stuff so much that you're so excited about it, you're let down. And the opposite is true. If you dread it, if you don't want to do it, you excel.
That is legitimately profound.
Thank
and
you.
Great advice.
Thank you very much.
This has been all right. I can't imagine. The fact that there are
Thank
44
you, Billy.
better than the Little League theory is stunning. Let's keep rolling.
Okay. Where'd we leave off? Hee
think
haw
you're
tree,
40.
but they up. Okay, 40. I'm not going to take a quiz. 39. Sassafras. 38. Would we break a window? 37. Hello. 36. Who won? 35. Trailers for sale or rent. 34. You got to eat a peck of dirt before you die. 33. 3 words. We are the Lobos. 32. You're going to go to Buffalo with Bernie Pomeroy. 31. Rappy Cack. 30. Another crisis solved. 29. Nice chatting with you. 28. He ain't heavy. He's my blank. Hey. 27. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's Zaslow's favorite. 26. Who let a pet? 25. Good on ya. 24. Dancing swords. 23. QK. Quick crap. 22. Bay. 21. Blanking it. 20. That's a
Time
fact.
out.
Yeah.
Is dancing swords a little double entendre sexual thing?
No.
Common
Common misnomer.
Yeah, it is.
What is it?
It's diarrhea.
Dancing swords is when you have the gurgling deep in your intestinal area and you know that you got to run fast but carefully to the bathroom. Those are dancing swords. Okay?
I mean, you do paint quite the picture.
Thank you.
You are a wordsmith. All right, now we get to the top 20, but not the top 10. So excited.
Yeah, 21
You're at
was
20.
blanking it. 20, that's a fact, Jack. 19, gotta wanna learn, gotta wanna earn. 18, put a Lobo's mint under your pillow and dream. 17, quite a bit. 16, take the rest of the day off. 15, do what now? 14, ride on. 13, who shot John? 12, if I had a hammer. Number 11, rap, rap, rap. They call him the rapper. Now, that's after there was a song of that title. But in my case, it was born on Christmas Day. When anyone begins to unwrap a gift, I sing that song. And now we're
Now we're hold on. Like we did that for Nick, so Nick can hear what's already been revealed.
right.
But
Yeah.
but the new reveal, the next two, that's gonna
Yeah,
be
that's
later.
not this hour. That's later.
No,
Yeah.
that
okay.
has to, you gotta build the anticipation.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
I do have a question though, since you did the rapping thing.
Yeah.
At the Cody household for Christmas,
Yeah.
is it a free for all, or is it one person does a present, they get to like examine the present, maybe put it on, or whatever, and then to draw it out, and then the next person goes, because this is, I feel like families that do it one way can't fathom families that do it another way. I'm very curious what it was in the Cody household.
Very astute question by you. We go from youngest to oldest. So my granddaughter is the first one to open a gift. My brother, who's older than me, my brother is the last to open a gift. And we all go in sequence. But that rule, early in the morning, it's a law that everyone follows. And then little by little, it becomes a free-for-all. Like an hour into gift giving and wrapping, it's like, whose turn is it? What? And then you got 3 people going together, and it's like a cluster,
Got it.
Yeah.
My family was a big one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't really have a defined order because there would always be someone would have more presents, less presents, more expensive,
Yeah.
So you kind of just eyeballed who should go next. But I remember going to my play cousin's house one year. They did all their presents Christmas Eve, and the whole thing was over in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. My mind was blown. It also felt to me like a bit of a bummer. Like you wait all this time for Christmas, and so you want to draw it out
Yes.
as long, like a tantric Christmas is
Yes.
what I would compare it to.
That's
you
a-
want to draw it out as long as possible.
Yeah, well, our Christmas
Like that.
unwrapping probably takes at least an hour. Maybe
That's
longer.
great. The minimum.
Can you
That's
put it on?
great.
Can you put it on the poll, Juju? Do you like a tantric Christmas?
Nick,
Yeah,
Kyler
I
Murray,
thought it
named
was a good turn
QB1.
of phrase.
Kyler Murray, QB1. J.J. McCarthy, forced to be a backup. Is Adam Schefter going to be okay? Are the Vikings going to be okay?
All right, so a few things here. Of all the things that if we're going to poke at how Schefter phrases news and tweets, it's always interesting to me the ones that get seized on. Like, was he doing a solid for his Michigan guy? Sure. Do I find, do I find that nearly as egregious as I don't want to get yelled, is a mean here. I don't want to get yelled at. I'll be clear. I'm just guessing on this. But my strong inclination that he knew the head coach of the 49ers was in a car accident weeks before he deigned to reveal to America that it had happened. I thought that was maybe a bigger deal. I think that, but with all that said, and I didn't like sorry, I'm going to give a long answer here, Mike. I didn't like the J.J. McCarthy draft pick, and I'm not a college football expert. The reason I didn't like the J.J. McCarthy draft pick was the people that were the biggest fans of his, when they would come on the show or any show and talk about J.J. McCarthy, all of the compliments were about firm handshake, looking you in the eye. You never heard like, man, throws a great ball. It was a lot of, you'd love him to date your daughter. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Top 10 picks. It seems like we're on shaky ground here. So I didn't love the pick to begin with. With that said, the process of, we have Kirk Cousins. We think he has a ceiling. So we're going to draft a quarterback. Then that quarterback gets hurt. Darnold goes out and wins 14 games. We think he has a ceiling. We want to go with the young guy. Giving that guy 10 starts and then being like, screw it, Kyler Murray, who everyone knows exactly who Kyler is, where he is in the quarterback hierarchy. The process there is just so bad. And so while I'm not a believer in J.J. McCarthy, if I were the Pittsburgh Steelers with Rodgers in his mid-40s, hell, the Tampa Bay Bucks with a potential contract issue coming down the road with Baker, or maybe even the Houston Texans with real questions about CJ's long-term viability and not a real contract in place, I would certainly call Minnesota and see if I can take a flyer on him for a 6th-round pick. He's younger than Ty Simpson. He's 3 years younger than Tyler Shuck. Like, the age thing does matter to me. I just never really saw it as a prospect, but I didn't get what Minnesota did throughout this whole thing.
He's the host of FS1's First Things First, What's Right with Nick Wright, the podcast as well. Real quick, Nick, I don't want to be rude, so before we let you go here, how are you adjusting to the move to New York City?
It's only been 9 years. Everything new.
It's that's very nice of you. I like it. Mike, shortly after I moved to New York, I think Mike and his lovely wife stayed with me for a weekend because they were going to a music festival. I live in a different house now than the one Mike was at, but Mike's been to this one too, I think. When he was in New York, I think we watched football together here. I could be wrong.
Oh, you got a big cash.
But it's nice.
You cashed a big bet.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is right. Mike was
big
there
comeback in Arizona.
That's right. It was that the. I forget.
It was a lot. It was a lot of money.
When you have so many winners, Mike, they do run together a bit.
No, this is like a huge comeback.
Was a big one.
Yeah,
that was one of the biggest ones ever. And then it almost got blown, right? Because the Broncos almost also blew a lead and then came back. Then almost, if I remember correctly, doesn't matter. I love New York. So yeah, I enjoy it here. Where do you live, Zaz?
Cooper City, Florida.
What's Cooper City?
It's a suburb near Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, he could have just said Miami.
Yeah,
I could have said a different county.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows Cooper City. People in Davie don't know Cooper City. Come on.
Good roast, Greg.
Thank you.
Greg, you live in
Get his
Boca,
ass.
I assume?
No, I live in...
Now Greg's going to tell you he lives in Plantation.
Which is not a word I'm real proud of, but
Yeah.
I do live there.
Yeah, well, you didn't name the
city.
town.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. It's not your fault. You
I have
didn't
been
name
meaning
the
to
town.
start a petition to change the name of that town.
No,
You
that's
want to do that with me, Greg?
That's been going around. Nick, thank you for joining us. I guess we'll catch you at the Patriot games.
The Patriot game. Yeah. I'll see you guys.
See you,
Bye.
Nick. There you go.
Bye.
Speaking of the Patriot games,
I got a lot to say.
Okay, so what is going on with? By the
What
way,
do you mean? What is going on?
By the way, Juju, put it on the poll. Does Nick live in Los Angeles or New York City? What is? So this is a real thing?
yeah, it's
these
a thing
Patriot
that your
games?
tax-paying dollars went to. It's run by the same crooks that did the the State Fair Freedom 250.
Yeah, how'd
it's
that
just
work
like
out?
everything is just a grift. And if this were happening in North Korea, Russia, or Cuba, we'd be like, yeah, no, that tracks. For a lot of projecting about communist dictators from the right, they sure love acting like them. It's supposed to be. What it was positioned as was, we're going to take 2 of the best athletes from every state, and we're going to have athletic competitions, and these are going to be the Patriot Games. It's honoring 250 years of this amazing country. You tune in, and it's
What channel is this on?
It's streaming on ESPN.
Oh.
Yeah. It's streaming on ESPN. In fact, Pat McAfee welcomed the president to town.
Okay.
To an audience that was almost entirely white. And this whole thing is a huge propaganda thing. They're trading MAGA hats. In fact, like kids that are from Massachusetts or representing Massachusetts don't live in Massachusetts. There's a Puerto Rican that's from Texas. And the games are terrible. And the athleticism, like, these aren't high school athletes
the games
that
are terrible because they're stupid games?
No,
or?
no, no. Well, they play kickball, but the athletes aren't what was sold to us. We were sold like the best athletes from each state being represented, and it's a bunch of homeschooled kids, and it's just a using sport literally as propaganda, with the supreme leader watching from the stands, a vision of what America should look like. And it's hugely embarrassing. And straight up, if it were happening in another country...
And I'm paying for this, you said?
Yes, the taxpayer dollars are going to this. If it were
Millions.
happening in another country, you'd say, that's so on the nose for Putin. Creating this whole thing just to justify and normalize his entire administration. And Pat McAfee is right there beside him, being a pawn, willing or unwilling. I think we're at the point where we need to stop underselling whether or not he's willing. Seems pretty damn willing and smart, and I'm sure he's going to be super defensive about it later today on his show.
It definitely doesn't remind me of the Hunger Games at all.
So this seems to be pretty significant breaking news we have here, Greg. I'll read this tweet from Ramona Shelburne.
Okay.
All right. The Los Angeles Lakers are being sold to American businessmen Josh Kushner and Bob Iger for a record-breaking price of over $12 billion. Kushner and Iger were involved in the expansion process in Vegas, but a stunning turn. They pivoted to make an aggressive offer to buy the Lakers from Mark Walter, who had purchased a controlling interest in the team from the Buss family last year. So this guy owned the team for a year, and now I guess was just received an offer he can't refuse?
Yeah, big. So Josh Kushner is a part owner of the Miami Heat, correct?
Yeah.
So-
Jared's brother.
Yeah, and he was spearheading the private equity attempt to
FIFA. Yeah.
buy the World Cup.
All right, so he's obviously not going to sell his minority stake in the Heat, but wow,
is.
that's a really big deal.
Yeah, and also Bob Iger, liberal. Yeah. So yeah, that's a huge deal, and that's the Buss family cashing in on one of the great bets in sports history, one of the great investments.
Well, when you say the Buss family cashing in, that's because they still had a minority
They still
interest.
had. Yeah.
Well, and that's after yesterday, the parent company of the Yankees, Yankee Global Enterprises, announced a $2.6 billion financing agreement with Apollo Sports Capital. So more private equity going into sports as well.
That does seem like the move. If you're Kushner and Bob Iger here, would you rather have an expansion team or the Lakers? I think I'd rather have the Lakers.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
I mean, you're buying such a brand. Is that a record amount for
Yeah.
any franchise?
You mean in any sport
What
here
did
in
the
this country?
Commanders go for?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's obviously record-breaking price in the NBA,
Right.
but does record-breaking price mean all of North American sports? I don't know.
Isn't Jeff Bezos buying Liverpool?
He's rumored to be involved in a group. He would have a stake in it.
Yeah, buying a current team is so much better, because then whoever gets the expansion Vegas or Seattle team, you then get a major part of that, that entry fee. Like you'd much rather buy a current team, especially when that current team is the Lakers.
The previous largest sale of a professional sports franchise in the world was for $10 billion. It was the Lakers last year.
Wow, so this really is a record-breaking price in sports, not just North American sports or in the NBA.
Something's going right for the Kushners. That's good.
Right. They needed a win.
Yeah, they needed a big dub.
Yeah, there you
Little
go.
egg on their face last week.
Well, and in the Patriot games, if they're not around for that, they missed Pat McAfee's backward hat that reminded me so much of Zaslow.
I know he's stealing your lane there.
Yeah, another plain ass shirt from you. You're going with Sergeant Slaughter's
But see, like
undershirt
that. No,
today.
but see, like that's a good color.
Yeah,
That
that's a
makes
normal
sense.
color
That's
to have a
human
plain
color
shirt.
to
Good
wear.
in this
Much
color.
better.
That's what I didn't know that you served. Thank you for your service, but yeah, at least it's a more reasonable plain shirt. The plain red was wild.
Well, and I kind of look a little bit like McAfee here, where he's got a solid shirt also and the backwards hat. Me and McAfee, we have similar looks.
Look at all those world-class athletes.
Saw a bunch of people really confused why he didn't turn around the cap for the president, which, like, what do I care with this guy? But, like, would you turn around your cap for anybody?
Like if I was gonna meet someone,
Yeah, if you were going to
big,
meet, someone
Like-
that mattered.
Yeah, like the Queen of England. Had
like
she
would
not
I
died.
would I turn around the hat or take off the hat? Would I turn it around or take it off? Because backwards hat, as Colin Coward of course told us, is like not a good look. It's very unprofessional. Even though I'm on TV every day. With
All right,
a
like
backwards
last three
hat.
presidents, Trump, Biden, and Obama. Would you turn around the hat if you were meeting them?
I know that I'm going to meet them. See, I wouldn't turn. I think my look is. You know what? I think the only president I would turn it around for is Pat Riley.
I think that's fair. It's the one you respect the most. Admire.
I am what I am, you know? And if I was going to meet a sitting president or one of the previous two, like that you mentioned right there, you know, this is me. Take it or leave it. But if I'm going to see Pat Riley, that's a different story. So I wouldn't turn around the hat for Pat Riley. I would dress for the occasion.
So if Rutherford
I would
B.
wear it.
Hayes was still with us, you wouldn't turn around that hat?
Rutherford B. Hayes?
Big president or not a big president?
Yeah, I'm going not a big
James
president.
K. Polk.
If I got to say his name so that I could try and, you know, remember who he is, that's not a big president.
John Quincy Adams.
That's a big president.
Not many Rutherfords anymore, huh?
What about Taft?
He's not even the first John Adams.
Taft, famously big president.
Yeah, Bill Taft.
Ulysses S.
380
Grant.
pounds.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's a big president. Ulysses.
Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland. Not making any Grovers
What
anymore.
about old Woody Wilson?
Woodrow Wilson?
Uh-huh.
See, I know his full name. That means big president.
Not a fan.
No.
No.
Okay, interesting. Is there something I should be aware of there that I'm not?
It's a whole, black thing.
A lot of
That
initials.
seems like something I should be aware of.
Yes.
All right. Just throw a
Franklin
blanket black
Pierce.
thing on me. Feel like I should be aware of that.
What
One
was
more time, can you repeat that sentence?
Franklin Pierce? What did he do?
I don't know, man. He had long hair. I'm clicking on the Wikipedia.
What is going on? What is the latest with this Infantino? All right, Gianni Infantino is catching it from all angles now. Is this going to lead to him like stepping down as FIFA
A
president?
Northern
Stepping
Democrat
down.
who believed the abolitionist movement was a fundamental threat to national unity. All right, we don't like Franklin Pierce. The whole black thing.
Yeah, Frank Pierce. I think global soccer hopes Infantino steps down or is voted out in March. And he could be. It just takes a simple majority to vote him out. And with the European Federation alone against you, you have a head start on getting.
You do. It's
a
big, but you're
50%
definitely
vote.
going to need to have more allies. Africa has a lot of power here. And right now, CONCACAF jointly put out a statement falling in line with that of UEFA, but there was one wayward country that did not align itself that beat CONCACAF to the punch and put out a message of support, and that was Mexico. Also, Argentina also supported Infantino. Shock of all shocks. But Mexico supported Infantino, which is curious because that is not in line with CONCACAF. And then there came reports that Infantino was working a backroom deal with Mexico to get them out of CONCACAF and into CONMEBOL, the South American qualifying region.
Imagine that. Back channels.
A North American team, Mexico famously in North America, they wanted to put them in the South American qualifying region.
Well, why would Mexico want to be in South America?
More money.
Well, they're not South America.
Yes, but all of this means more money. But there are some examples of qualifying regions. acquiescing and making exceptions, especially when you get into geopolitical conflicts. Like, for example, or even not. Sometimes you outgrow your qualifying region. Like Australia used to be in Oceania, but they were always winning, so they moved them to Asia to make it more of a challenge. So there are some examples of that, but this was going to be utterly ridiculous, and I don't expect Infantino to step down or step aside. I imagine he's going to fight this to the bitter end. The only way that he steps down is if it's made abundantly clear that he is not, that it would be an embarrassing election result, and he seems to have a lot of support from a lot of countries that kind of dug his idea to get $40 million and also really enjoyed getting World Cup tickets and being able to flip them, even though that's totally against the rules.
But I haven't done the math. If you have the vast majority of Europe and South America and CONCACAF against you, don't you have enough votes?
No. There's a whole big, beautiful world out there.
I know, but Europe is by far the biggest federation, right? In terms of number of countries?
Up there.
I got to do the math.
Africa, I was reading an article that suggests Africa, in terms of swing votes, holds most of the cards here. Yeah, and look, this is the beauty of FIFA and corruption.
Yeah.
Famously, they have used World Cup hosting responsibilities as a bribe to keep people in power. But Gibraltar's vote matters just as much as Spain's.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right, Spain, you want to show me a message? All right, cool. I'll head over to UAE.
And that's exactly why FIFA is ripe for bribery and scandal, which they've had ever since Sepp Blatter and continue to have. You know, they need fresh air. I mean, it's ridiculous what's going on.
UEFA, it says on Wikipedia, and I can go deeper on this, as of being founded in 1954, it now has 55 members.
Yeah.
But it says for the Confederation of African Football, it's 54 plus 2. I have no idea what that means.
That could mean a newer country.
I'll dive deeper on this, but it's either Europe or Africa, and I'm not quite sure. Also, what about everyone's favorite Quaker, Herbie Hoover?
Ooh, Herbie.
Let's put that on the poll. Is that everyone's favorite Quaker? Is Herbie Hoover?
No, William
Hoover,
Penn.
Is Herbie Hoover everyone's favorite Quaker?
I know. William Penn is top of the heap.
You think so?
I think it's the Quaker Oats guy.
Yeah, I think it's Buddy on the Quaker Oats.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be
Right.
that guy.
Box.
Yeah, that guy.
That dude knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does.
That dude can quake.
Nice hat, too.
I'm trying to wrap my head around the Lakers sale, which just happened a few minutes. It's just the statement was just put out a few minutes ago that Mark Walter, after buying the Lakers last year for what did we say was $10 billion, which was a then record price, now in just a year, flipped it for a record $12 billion. So just a year later, he makes $2 billion, which sounds amazing. That's an incredible investment. Just a year later, you flip it something for a $2 billion profit. But it reminds me, like, I don't understand, what was the point in buying the Lakers? Because it reminds me, I was watching Winning Time on Showtime. Not on Showtime.
HBO.
It was on HBO, but it's about the Showtime Lakers, where Dr. Jerry Buss, played by John C. Reilly there, says how, they're talking about how, if you sell the team, you can make a lot of money. He's like, okay, but if I made all that money, what do I want to do with it? I would want to buy the Lakers. So I don't understand. How do you buy the Lakers? And even though you make $2 billion a year later, what was the point in buying the Lakers in the first? Like, don't you want to own the Lakers?
Yes.
I think making $2 billion.
Probably the making $2 billion.
You got to be one of the first people ever to poo-poo $2 billion.
Okay,
I
but
think
there's
it's
a
probably
rush
that.
there because if he waited 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the Lakers weren't going to be worth
But
more
I could
money?
probably make $2 billion right now, and then I can buy another team later. But if I can make $2 billion right now, I'm probably going to take the $2 billion.
Okay,
gonna
but
do it.
every owner in the NBA can say exactly what you just said. Why aren't they all doing that? They can
A lot of them seem to be.
Like Mickey Arison right now can sell the Heat and make a lot more than $2 billion profit compared to what he bought them for.
Family business.
What about that?
It's a family business. Like the Lakers are no longer that. Once they sold, this was someone who clearly was in it to make money and then got offered $2 billion for a year of work. You take the $2 billion and you run. And then if you want to reinvest in sports later on, you can do that in another way.
Yeah,
but
maybe
this
you're right.
clearly isn't someone who was like that invested in the Lakers brand and the Laker name. That was the Buss family. And once that ended, this was going to be going to be a money-making venture, period. The Yankees, the Steinbrenner family is still in control of the Yankees, but the Yankees ownership group just sold to private capital for $2.6 billion.
So that's
because
not
that's
what
how
buying
sports are now,
teams
man.
is anymore. It's not.
Look at the Celtics.
I'm now like this makes me. This is how you. This used to be how you crown someone who's wealthy in this country. You own a professional sports team. That used to be the crown. That meant you were a big-time player. You own a professional sports team, and now it's just about, hey, it's an investment.
Right. It's not only is it an investment, it's one guaranteed to escalate in value. There's very little more than sports franchises that are guaranteed to be worth more in 2 years than they were last year.
Yeah, proof positive. They just broke through their own high mark.
Right.
In just a year, it gained $2 billion.
Right, and you're buying the brand.
And they've reached prices now where you won't see the Steve Ballmers, the standalone owner that owns 100% of the team.
Well, it doesn't sound like a good thing.
No, it's not. It's real bad.
Like for fans, that does not sound like a good thing.
No.
Confirmation.
So I figured out that the associate members that I was looking at, they're ones that actually aren't affiliated with FIFA. They just participate in tournaments. So UEFA, number 1. Africa, number 2.
Were you able to tell that one of the examples that I was trying to cite was how Israel's not grouped with all the countries that hate them?
Careful. Just careful around this one.
It's one of the examples.
Yeah, good one.
The
Good
geopolitical
example.
ones.
Yeah.
Although,
14 minutes.
There are a couple matchups there. Oh!
14 minutes. Prepare yourself.
Mike is strapped down to his seat.
And the seat is strapped down too.
And
I didn't want to. That would have been really foolish if I were strapped down to the seat, but then the seat starts floating in the air.
We're about 14 minutes away
I thought this thing out. Not as well as Tony has, but I thought this one out.
From losing all of the gravity. It'd be great if we can get Tony to send in a picture right now of him, strapped in. I don't know.
I think certain people in the audience are going to react well to me throwing the distraction from the whole Israel thing. About as well as you guys did.
I think we'll find out.
That is legitimately profound.
The last cowboy standing.
All right. Yeah, I am the last cowboy standing, although I'm sitting right now.
Cuddled up next to our wife.
I should be on a horse.
Gave her a nice spoon from the back. Said, honey, we won.
All right. Inner voice, you're fired. I want a new inner voice.
What am I, Dave Hyde?
Oh, God.
What a great day.
All right. This is going off the rails. I have nothing but
Thank
respect
you,
for
Sun
Dave Hyde.
Sentinel, for having the courage.
Courage?
Yes, the
Quite the
courage to do the right thing. Honestly, it should have been done years ago. We could have called this race long ago. Okay. I'm the man. Did what needed to be done.
Okay. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Zaz, what was your reaction to seeing Dave Hyde say that he had been laid off by the Sun Sentinel?
I guess not surprised, but didn't like it. I think Dave Hyde's fantastic. He'd been really good to me over the years, and yeah, I guess it's disappointing, but not surprising, right?
Am I led to think that Greg Cody's secretly happy about Dave Hyde being laid off?
I reject the implication of my inner voice. And I was surprised, if we're being honest. Would not have been surprised had he just said, I'm retiring. Very surprised that the Sun Sentinel had the audacity to lay him off. That to me was surprising.
Is it true, Greg? There's a rumor going around. I don't know all the context, but there's a rumor going around that when someone arrived here this morning, they saw you in this room by yourself on the phone, and you said, "We won."
I cannot confirm that. No, I cannot confirm that at all. I've got, that's, I have nothing to do with that. So,
we had plenty to do with it.
What's going on here?
The last cowboy standing.
All right. Yeah, I am the last cowboy standing, although I'm sitting right now.
Cuddled up next to our wife.
I should be on a horse.
Gave her a nice spoon from the back. Said, honey, we won.
All right. Inner voice, you're fired. I want a new inner voice.
What am I, Dave Hyde?
Oh, God.
What a great day.
All right. This is going off the rails. I have nothing but respect for
Thank you,
Dave
Sun
Hyde.
Sentinel, for having the courage.
Courage?
Yes,
Quite
the
the
courage to do the right thing. Honestly, it should have been done years ago. We could have called this race long ago. I'm the man. Did what needed to be done.
Okay. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's do gas bag of the week. Roy, what is it that needs context here on who's speaking and who is the gas bag of the week?
All right, so Steve Yzerman stepped down as general manager and executive vice president of the Detroit Red Wings. Having problems up there. Dylan Larkin was to be traded. So a sports fan called into a Detroit radio station and gave his theory about why he's been so bad as general manager.
Tim is next on 97.1. Hello, Tim.
There was a clip a few years back on TNT where they were interviewing Yzerman in between periods, and he basically said, without saying, he smokes a nice one, every once in a while to relax. Do you think maybe he was on that was lettuce a little too much? He was a little too passive, perhaps.
What? What, think that they're high?
Do you think that was a factor?
No. What? Do we think that Steve Yzerman struggled because he's a pothead? Is that what you just asked us? No. No, I don't. And did he admit that? I have no idea. I feel like if he admitted that, are you on the devil's lettuce? Are you the pothead? What?
All right. Well, there's that.
No!
Gas bag of the week.
Does that deserve applause?
I love radio remotes. Birds chirping in the background. The soft sounds of you adjusting your headphones.
Are you on the devil's lettuce?
The fact that that's probably a car dealership. Oh, that's hot. I like that. I'm an audiophile.
Down at Potemkin Mazda.
So is Roy. Roy is, I don't know what that look is on Roy's face, but
Sonically pleasing.
Looked a bit like old girlfriend longing. She was a real Hellcat. Yeah.
Yeah. Real tomcat. I love that. Oh, hey, Gary Abar. I'm getting a little, my return is a little too loud, Gary Abar. Oh man,
Where's Tree?
Oh yeah. What's the ISDN settings? G.722.
I get this joke too.
We got a backup coupler. Hell yeah, G.722.
It's a good call by you.
Gary Abar, Jeremy, was the most competent of all of the engineering and audio help that we had. But that particular sound that Roy just played that made him both nostalgic and longing in a way that is weird. There's a little nature in there. But what you really hear there that is making Roy laugh, and it's what Zaz is appreciating here as well. Rare is it that you get the sound of what it sounds like on the very lowest rung of the show business ladder. And this is below that. So you got the lowest rung of the show business ladder, and then you've got where you plant the ladder underneath that. And then underneath that, then the car people coming by, and you're surrounded by used car salesmen, And Ed Williamson is up your ass.
Just 500 due at signing.
Tax tagging time.
We got a bounce house here for the kids. The cookies are warm and the coffee is hotter.
My father would show up at those when we weren't doing the remotes just to have like the pigs in a blanket that have been there since Wednesday on a tray where, Julio, the sad car dealer guy who's finishing 9th place just out of the bonus that week is sniffing around as you're talking about Lusaka Polite.
Got Defo in the corner asking trivia questions at JM Lexus about the 1970s Knicks. I love it.
That's where we started right there. Gary Abar's the height of the professionalism. I don't know why they did that. Look, people in Gary Abar's position in my history in this business, every last one of them has been insane. Gary Abar's the only sane one.
He's a beacon.
He was the only guy. That guy was a lighthouse. That guy, whenever that sound was happening, Gary, the birds are too loud. I wasn't expecting those at the car dealership. Also, there's an alligator in lot 3 because we're in the Everglades.
Ed Morse, of course.
Greg, you know I like pro wrestling, right?
Yeah, I do.
I'm a big fan. Oh, I like wrestling. Wrestling's everything. And I did not see this, but apparently recently on an episode, like everybody, when you think of wrestling, you think of WWE. But there's another promotion, a very big promotion out there called AEW.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, do you know what it stands for?
It's a root beer, right?
Nope. It stands for All Elite Wrestling. All right, it's a big promotion.
Okay.
And
It was a really good A&W joke.
And on AEW, apparently, so Mike, I want you to take the reins here because this has been a thing recently, right, where this is not the first instance of what you believe is AEW making reference to Greg Cody.
So there's a couple of AEW things.
Are you aware of this, what I just said? That a pro wrestling promotion, which is on national television every week, Mike Ryan and some others here believe they are referencing you on their broadcast.
I have heard that third hand. I have never literally heard it.
All right, so like the latest piece of evidence that I'll put in there is pretty compelling. But to catch you and the audience up, the first thing that we caught was a tweet from MJF where he said "catch as catch can," which I had never heard before until your countdown, Greg. And this was on the heels of it. And then shortly after MJF sent that tweet, by the way, MJF also sells a shirt that says "I'm better than you" on the front.
Top shoe, MJF.
And on the back it says, "And you know it."
Oh,
All right.
really?
Yeah, but he kind of had that one. I can understand that. But Catch Can was pretty compelling. And here was a broadcast shortly after MJF sent that tweet where you might hear a couple of catchphrases again.
Kyle's style class as Catch Can a little bit, dirty wrestling.
Yeah, I would say so, sure. I definitely think so, yeah. I think we just established it as Cannon that Taz's first name is Kyle.
Never know.
You never know at the very end. So a catch can and you never know.
The you never know is more interesting to me than the catch can.
All right. Well, I am
2 minutes. Dose.
We're strapped in. It's
I'm gonna
almost
go
10:33.
check what it's like outside. I'll
All
see you
right.
guys on the other side.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I didn't
Please.
know we were that close.
You volunteering to float into space and then crash down to the surface is
Everyone's gonna be okay.
great for everyone.
Good luck.
I am going to play now the most compelling piece of evidence that suggests there is a Greg Cody fan in AEW. Here's the latest promo. This is Clark Connors.
Juice Robinson versus Clark Connors. Who won? Who? The Guns versus the Dogs. Who won? Who? And in a double chain match, who's the juicy jury on who?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. That's the first time that I'm seeing that. I wanted to be indignant here and completely poo-poo the idea that they are referencing anything related to you, Greg. But I want to play that again. All right, can we play it again? Because it really feels like he is absolutely referencing your catchphrase.
Juice Robinson versus Clark Connors. Who guns versus the dogs. Who won? Who? And in a doubles chain match, who's the juicy who?
There is no reason for him to be saying who won with that cadence. There's no reason.
Catch as catch can. You never know. Who won?
You know, if it was any one of the three alone, I might not think that, but to hear all three, it's pretty compelling.
You had a
evidence.
pretty big smile on your face when you heard the inflection of who won.
Yeah.
The case is mounting here.
It
There
is
is
mounting.
there is at
Hold
least
on, it is 10. Hold that thought. It is 10:33 right now. Mike,
on.
are you doing all right? Are you?
I'm strapped in,
You're good.
I'm waiting.
but maybe it's an indoors thing.
Can we check in with Jeremy? Is
Oh,
Oh, there he is. Look at him. He's floating away.
Oh, is that Jeremy?
He's upside down. I don't know why he's upside down. I didn't know that the gravity is also going to make you upside down. It's going to drag you by your feet, apparently, and flip you over. That is what's
What happened
happened
to his
Jeremy.
arm? He lost an arm.
He is floating upside down outside the building. It looks kind of like he's being dangled by Suge Knight, the way he dangled Vanilla Ice outside the balcony.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
We made it. We
All right.
survived.
All right. Well,
Good luck on the way down, Jeremy.
I'm glad we took all the proper precautions.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I am too.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy.
Safe, not sorry.
I got it. All right. So we have to believe it's like a writer in AEW who must be a Greg Cody fan, right?
Why not like all the talent? Why not
all the talent?
Why not all the talent
That's right.
in AEW? Why not that entire locker room listening to the Greg Cody show
Yes.
featuring Greg Cody?
I want to hear one of them go, "You're going to go to Buffalo."
It's going to be tough.
With
It's going to be
Bernie
tough for
Farley.
Excalibur to work in. But maybe the who won. And there's some behavior online that suggests they know all about Greg. They've sent me a Greg Cody GIF before. I think that there is a Greg Cody super fan somewhere in AEW.
Okay. Let's get to the bottom of this.
If you could hear the noise in the background there, it is Mike taking off the tape from his torso on the chair that was pinning him down from the gravity.
Look, Tony felt pretty strongly. He made a lot of convincing points. And, the fact that we don't actually have a solution for climate change, this was a workaround.
Mike, have you seen... So we've talked about this before, where there's this John Madden movie that's come out
Yeah, I've heard of that.
where I think Christian Bale plays Al Davis and Nicolas Cage is playing John Madden. I think the movie's just called Madden, right? Does that sound right? It's just called Madden. Roy, why
How'd
are
they
you
get that name?
Roy, why are you smiling like that?
Okay, well, first of all, James Woods would have made a good Al Davis a long time ago. I can't believe we haven't done that. And second of all, Nicolas Cage is John Madden, who's about 3 sizes too small.
Oh, come on.
Well, I mean, I've seen pictures. They
They put a fat suit on him?
It's something. He's looking
him
pretty
look
big.
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made him look bigger.
He's looking pretty big. So, look, it's Christian Bale. He's an A-list actor. He's as good as it gets. I feel like, all right, maybe this is not going to be a joke of a movie. It's Christian Bale. But I did see recently, Greg, it is now going to be straight to streaming. I mean, has Christian Bale ever done a straight to streaming movie? I don't know about that. Like, that doesn't feel like a very good sign for this movie.
Really?
Look, with streamers becoming studios, this is more commonplace. This is a legit movie. Christian Bale does good, makes good choices.
Yeah.
I think Nicolas Cage, you can certainly question some of the choices that he made, but this was immediately, I think, on the heels of Pig and the success of Pig, he agreed to do this film. And David O. Russell is behind it, who did American Hustle.
Didn't he do a Silver Linings
Silver
Playbook?
Linings. So he is a filmmaker of repute, no doubt. This is a legit film. And I know we want to have the take that, if it goes direct to streamer, that's a bad sign.
Again, movies that are only streaming, there are many good movies that are only streaming. But it's not very common that it's like, hey, it was supposed to be in the movies, but instead we're going to go straight to
It's going to get a limited release in the theaters to be eligible for awards, the same way that Don't Look Up was. Don't Look Up had a limited theatrical run, and that was a very good movie. Adam McKay, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence.
All right, so...
You think it's going to be bad now because it's not going to be in the movies?
I don't think it's a good sign. No, I don't think it's a good sign. The same way, I don't think it's a good sign. Have you seen previews for this movie, Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, End of Oak Street?
So I'm in on this. Here is what we know about the movie, Greg Cody.
Listen to this, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
This, one day, one family wakes up in their suburban neighborhood, and they're in the time of the dinosaurs. There are dinosaurs infiltrating this neighborhood. Some sort of cosmic portal. Who knows? But
their block of their neighborhood has been like isolated, and it now has dinosaurs.
I think it's also a period piece. I think this happened sometimes in like the 1970s or early 80s, just judging off of the car and clothes. But yeah, it's Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor, and J.J. Abrams is behind this. This is a big summer tentpole action movie. Dinosaurs in the summer, that's usually big-time box office.
I can't tell if it's supposed to be a comedy or a serious thriller.
I saw the trailer. It seemed like it's going to play it pretty straight for, a pretty ridiculous premise, but it looks scary. Dinosaurs, they don't show you too much of the dinosaurs, but they haven't been screening the film.
It is directed by David Robert Mitchell.
Did he do It Follows?
I don't know. Yes, he did do It Follows.
It Follows is a great... Man, the horror genre over the last decade has been
horror's so good,
so incredible in pushing boundaries and being creative with limited budgets. And
I saw
really
Obsession is now on streaming. I got to sit down and watch.
So
Obsession
Obsession was a lot like It Follows in terms of very simple premise, low budget, and hinging on the performances. There, It Follows had a subtext of sexually transmitted diseases. But it was really cool. So I'd really trust that filmmaker. I was excited to see this movie. It's a cool concept, right? Great actors attached to it, a good filmmaker, and J.J. Abrams behind it as well. No screenings.
Yeah.
I was surprised by when this movie was coming out. It's coming out this weekend.
The movie's out it comes out tomorrow.
Yeah,
comes out
tomorrow.
Thursday nights now.
And a movie like that doesn't sneak up on you. There's been barely any marketing budget for this, and usually when they don't screen for critics in advance, that's a very bad sign. But I don't know how this movie can be bad. It seems like just a really fun popcorn flick, and the only thing that gives me pause is the approach to this.
Yeah, like you go on Rotten Tomatoes right now, Greg, there's no reviews, no media scores, certainly no audience score yet because it's not out, but usually by now, you got a bunch of media scores to kind of set the tone for the opening weekend. They have not given any screeners, usually not a good sign.
And what's it called? End of Oak Street?
Yeah.
And is it streaming or is it in
No,
a theater?
theaters. It's going to be in theaters.
Okay. I will say that, famously, I don't know movies, but I love the dinosaur movie, just the way I love Game of Thrones and all of its heirs for the dragons. That has me. Like, if the opening scene of this movie is a guy in suburbia waking up to a pterodactyl flying overhead and screeching.
Well, look at this still right here. This pterodactyl, it rips off this woman's head.
Can you imagine waking up in 1440 and seeing a pterodactyl? I mean, probably that was a scene from your childhood.
Yeah. That's great. See, that's in journalism, we call it a read me headline. That's a watch me scene right there.
Usually not a great sign, although I will tell you, this happened with the He-Man movie. They didn't do very many screeners at all before it came out.
And it bombed.
Which, okay, but the reviews were great.
Yeah. Why do you think they did that? Was it just because Jared Leto?
Yeah, maybe. Because he's kind of poisonous.
Yeah, and even more stuff has come out since.
Yeah, right. But that movie's great.
It was fun. I really enjoyed Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because you lost a little bit of movie cred recently.
Why?
Spider-Man.
No, I was right about Spider-Man.
You're the
I was
only
right about
person.
Spider-Man. Guys, I was right about Spider-Man.
You're the only person.
Oh, Gene's going to be the bad guy? Gene's going to be the bad guy? That's a believable villain to you? Is that a spoiler? No, it's not a spoiler. It's not. Like a famous hero is going to be the bad guy in this? Get out of here.
Well, she's not the bad guy. This is her origin story.
They have a million bad guys. Not a lot of great fight scenes with the bad guys, which really bothered me. And this is her origin story. I love what it sets up, especially how Peter will play in that universe. It's the biggest movie, the biggest box office opening ever. Like I think the new marketing materials say that Jean's in it. Yeah, but the entire time you know that Jean at this point in her character arc is not a bad guy.
That is true, Jeremy. Like at this point, if you go on IMDb, it says Sadie Sink, Jean Grey. Like that's out at this point. It wasn't out originally, so Mike gets a pass there. You're not allowed to not see Spider-Man after it's out for a couple weeks and be upset that Jean Grey was spoiled for you. It's clearly not important enough to you if you haven't seen it yet for Jean Grey to be spoiled for you.
I think that really took a lot of the suspense out of it. Now, I don't think my hero is going to die in the films, although Marvel has done that because of the whole multiverse thing. But look, this is the last film before the big Avengers Doomsday. It did very little, in my opinion, to set that up. It doesn't seem like required watching beforehand. I guess we'll see it on the whole, but it was all right. I didn't think the action was as good to make up for the lack of substance.
I got to tell you, it's been a couple of weeks. It's probably been about 3 weeks since I've seen The Odyssey. I saw it in the theater twice. I almost went again a couple days ago.
Yeah, really?
I got to see it again.
I'm considering going again.
Right?
Yeah.
I've gone too long without seeing it.
Yeah,
Greg, you got to go see this
between
Odyssey.
that and End of Oak Street. You should definitely see the Odyssey in IMAX and do the whole thing and go to one of these really nice movie theaters.
Oh, there must be
where you can drink beer, Greg. Movie theaters have changed. And it might be the rare occasion where it inspires it back in my day where you're not waxing poetic about what movie theaters used to be because they're much better now.
Are they, though? See, I don't want a big chair that leans back.
Why don't we?
I don't want waitress,
fully
expended,
a fully expensed trip to a movie theater to watch the Odyssey because I want to hear your experience juxtaposed to the old Nickelodeons you used to watch as a child.
Right. Okay.
So you've never been to one of the movie theaters that does the full service?
No.
Like where you got a table in front of you and you got dinner?
Yeah. By the way, don't think we didn't notice you change it from waitress to server. That
Well
was very
done.
good. Zaz, you can
Thank
learn.
you.
Ally over there.
Yeah, thank you.
Zaz
I'm
doesn't
myself.
say we're all doctors are men. You had to be better, pal.
Well,
Every teacher's a woman. Every doctor's a
I
man.
used to call them stewardesses because I don't remember
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
the name they call stewardesses now.
No,
Flight
you
attendants.
search for it.
See, that's my trick. I say, what do they call stewardesses now?
Yeah.
And that's my trick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works great.
Ladies can be doctors too.
Right. I'm
Look at me.
I'm still rehabbing from Cleveland Indians. That's why I'm. being a
So
little
just
extra
say it again.
careful
Just said
nowadays.
it, huh?
Yeah.
You just said it.
I know.
Oh boy.
But it was once true. Here's an example.
That they were the Indians?
Yeah.
Yes.
Don-
boy.
Okay, Don Mossy. Look it up. Don Mossy played for 4 or 5 teams, including Cleveland, which at the time had the nickname that has since been changed.
Oh boy.
So if you're referring to Don Mossy of that era, are you allowed to say what was then the accurate nickname?
His ears are bigger than the schnozz's nose.
Yes, they are.
Oh boy.
That's
Look at
crazy.
that guy.
Yeah, and he
We
looked.
got to find an image. This is nuts.
No, he's like 25 years old, and he looks like he's 48, if not 68.
Whoa.
Anyway,
Oh boy.
but if I'm referring to him when he played for Cleveland,
You got
it was the
Calbert
Former
Cheney
nickname.
wasn't a Washington Wizard. He was a Washington Bullet.
yeah. Thank
Just
you.
say the franchise.
What
Just
about
Cleveland, just
Yeah.
generic.
how
Played
else?
for Cleveland.
Wait, no, that's confusing.
I think so too.
Yeah, super.
Travis
confusing.
Hafner wasn't a Guardian.
Right.
Just
I mean,
played
Sonny
for Cleveland.
Jurgensen played for the Washington blank.
Go ahead, say it.
Redskins.
Oh boy.
Holy shit.
What? That's
Whoa,
what they
boy.
were called.
I can't believe you guys didn't ask me if I'm okay. Oh boy.
We're dealing with something else. Whoa.
What happened, Jeremy?
Whoa.
I fell from the sky.
Oh wow, you look pretty good.
No one even
considering-
asked.
You didn't get
I
raptured.
disappeared.
You didn't get raptured.
It was crazy.
I can't believe you had the courage to say it. Thank you. Finally. Change
I
it back,
only-
right?
I only say it when referring to that era.
Look,
It's not like I'm still.
when it comes to
calling
Cleveland, call them the Guardians. Just bring back the logo.
Oh boy.
Gigantic,
why I
beautiful,
say
toothy,
servers.
red-faced Guardian.
That's why I say servers now instead of waitresses or waiters.
Should have known better. Oh boy.
Roy likes that sounder.
You remember Grady Sizemore? He had all the tools.
Greg,
Oh, boy.
it is your time to shine.
Uh-oh.
We heard earlier you gave them for Nick Wright. Your catchphrases numbers 70 to 11.
Yeah.
But you are now going to reveal 2 new catchphrases.
Yes.
We are inside the top 10. But we do have to start from number 70.
Again?
Yeah, I mean, right?
Yeah,
That's how
obviously
that-
we don't know how this
that's how
list
that
is going to
works.
shape up
Okay.
otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just go through it extra fast.
Okay.
So let's do it
I
here,
will.
Greg.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Just one big deep breath.
All right. Number 70, I'm Fullerton Vern Fuller, 69. Where's my click? 68. Hey, Butterfinger, 67. Punt. 66. Scranton, 65. I'm busy your one-arm paper hanger. 64. Georgia. 63. I'm the kind of guy that's 62. Balling the jack. 61. Hey, with the monkeys, baby. 60. Thank you, Billy. 59. I love him like a pet. 58. Who made it a salad? 57. We're rolling now. Huh? 56, your brain beating me. 55, let's go States. 54, driver comfort is paramount. 53, dummy up, say bop. 52, catch can. 51, doesn't make it right. 50, so on and so forth. 49, very good. 48, the Little League theory. 47, nice hat, asshole. 46, the others, they all learn from me. 45, don't go showering to try to please me. 44, look at that jerk. 43, it's like a packing house in here. There should be hams hanging from hooks. 42, what'd you learn? 41, hee-haw, 3, ba-day up. 40, I'm not going to take a quiz. 39, sassafras. 38, what, we break a window? 37, hello. 36, who won? 35, trailers for sale or rent. 34, you got to eat a peck of dirt before you die. 33, 3 words, we are the Lobos. 32, you're going to go to Buffalo with Bernie Parmalee. 31, Rappy Cack. 30, another crisis solved. 29, nice chatting with you. 28, he ain't heavy, he's my blank. 27, hey. No. Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
Well done. No, you stopped yourself.
Yeah,
Just
I
like the waitress server thing.
Thank you. 26, who lit a pet? 25, good on ya. 24, dancing swords. 23, QK, quick crap. 22, bay. 21, blanking it. 20, that's a fact, Jack. 19, gotta want to learn, gotta want to earn. 18, put a Lobo's mint under your pillow and dream. 17, quite a bit. 16, take the rest of the day off. 15, do what now? 14, right on. 13, who shot John? 12, if I had a hammer. Number 11, rap. They call him the rapper.
Have we thought about the fact that that one is about someone unwrapping?
No, we haven't. Nor will we. All right, I apologize for that. Whoa, boy. And now, number 10. Number 10, do it till you're satisfied. And number 9.
Is that BT Express?
Yes, it is.
That's right.
I love that song.
And number 9.
Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. Whatever it is. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied.
Number 9, Me Maximum. Wow. Me Maximum.
Huge.
TV.
Wow.
Or what have you.
Oh, man. That is good stuff.
Those are two.
He's exhausted.
Those
He's
are
putting a full
two-
day's work.
Those are 2 gold standard Greg Cody catchphrases.
Thank
so
you.
properly rated.
Thank you.
properly ranked.
I appreciate it. Wait till you hear 8 and 7. Oh, my God. Wow.
So you were always inspired by BT Express's "Do It Till You're Satisfied."
I was with that phrase, yeah.
Yeah.
I've kept it alive.
Mhm.
You know, because
I remember I popped the first time that I heard you do it that way because I knew the reference because
Yeah.
I liked the song before. Yeah, I was like, oh, I know exactly what he's doing. Not a lot of people know BT Express.
I feel like it's out of the lexicon a little bit, and I'm bringing it back.
Mhm. Jack.
Jack. Yeah. Thank you.
Jeremy, you have a top 5 for us today? You think you could fight through this?
Yeah, I might have a concussion.
Yeah.
So I think that's why my brain went here. But after you said pterodactyl, I came up with a top 5 words with a silent P.
Oh, pterodactyl. Great. It starts with a P.
Yeah. So number 5,
You didn't know that, Mike.
pterodactyl.
Don't look at me like it. You didn't even know that.
Number 4, psychology. Number 3, pneumonia. Number 2, raspberry. Number 1, cupboard.
Yeah.
They all got P.
That's pretty good. And raspberry. No one says raspberry.
No. What was number 5 again?
Pterodactyl.
Okay.
how the conversation started.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
OLI coup.
Yeah, nobody says coop. Unless it's a chicken coop.
Not a real thing.
It's also Psalm.
Where was Marine Corps?
You don't love the troops?
What about wide receiver corps?
Look at Saz's shirt. That dude loves the troops.
What was the other one you said?
Look at this shirt. Look at it.
Thank you for your service.
What about wide receiver corps?
Marine Corps.
So
I already said that.
Again.
Oh, you did? Okay.
What about Peace Corps?
Boy, I got Ohio State people really pissed off.
What did you do? From yesterday.
From yesterday, with the
Yeah.
take that if I'm looking across the top 10 and I have to pick a team that's going to be bad.
Why do they
because
care?
Well, I mean, they're Ohio State. They've won national championships. They're a blue blood. But this is a very unique position for me, especially when it comes to the power dynamic between Miami Hurricanes fans and Ohio State fans, because, that was a rough 20 years of having here. But I got the most recent result.
You've seen this. We got
Kicked your ass.
You've seen this. We got a segment on SportsCenter today where Mario Cristobal is just chowing down with Reese Davis.
That dude is eating in this.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't look up to see the camera at
Yeah.
all. Like, he is just hammering those frijoles.
I mean, how do they sold to him? Hey, coach, can Reese Davis get a few minutes of you while you guys just eat Cuban food?
He's just housing that
How
Cuban
quick
food.
did he say yes to that?
Uh-huh. Mario Cristobal, always down to do the on-camera cafecito shot, too.
And now you got Heather Dinich on my screen talking about Darian Mensah, it looks like.
Yeah, they asked Mario Cristobal Mensa.
All right.
I hope he handled that well, because, it was a little, yes, But if you ain't cheating, you ain't tried.
We got some NFL news. We got all the preseason schedule is underway this week. We had the Hall of Fame game last weekend. Dolphins are playing at the Commanders on Friday. I already mentioned that earlier, Greg. But we got all of the teams who are playing preseason games this weekend. And we got some news around the league that I think is worth us touching on. Already, before the first preseason game, the Minnesota Vikings have named Kyler Murray the starting quarterback over J.J. McCarthy.
Must have been a bad camp for J.J. McCarthy.
I mean, we haven't even played a preseason game, and they drafted McCarthy just 2 drafts ago, top 10. And before even one preseason game, it's not like they brought in some all-pro quarterback. It's Kyler Murray, who the Cardinals couldn't wait to get rid of, and they've already named him the starting quarterback. That feels like a major strike against J.J. McCarthy.
Is J.J. McCarthy certifiably 100% healthy?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Because that's always the question with him for the past year or two, right?
But even if he weren't healthy right now, there's no rush to say, hey, Kyler Murray, I don't have to see anything else. Even though we haven't played a game, you're our starting quarterback.
Yeah, that's a little weird. But he needs the reps as the new guy in the new system. You could see where they would want to give him more reps than they give J.J. McCarthy.
I mean, they've hardly seen McCarthy. He played a little bit he didn't play it all year one, right? Right, he missed all of year one, didn't he? And that's why Sam Darnold played.
Yeah, it was a red shirt.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he played a little bit last year.
He missed his entire rookie season due to injury and started just 10 games last year.
Yeah.
With Minnesota winning 6 of them. Adam Schefter hopefully pointing that out. But now he is forced to be a backup.
And that's it.
That's
to
forced
Kyler
to
Murray.
be a backup because he lost a competition. That was a curious way. But you know what? If I were a Miami insider and one of my Miami guys lost out on a job, I'd frame it the exact same way. I'd probably do a better job on Sharon Moore, though.
So is J.J. McCarthy done now in Minnesota?
No.
Well, I mean, we
not in the league. He's
what
not
Nick
done.
said makes a lot of sense. There are teams in other precarious situations that maybe they can afford to take a flyer on there. But Greg, like J.J. McCarthy entered the league with a bunch of question marks, because yes, he won a national title. Yeah, he famously stood and forced to watch the confetti fall, and then the very next.
Oh, you got to do that. That always shows character. You got to stand and watch.
Yeah, and it doesn't look ridiculous at all when people point that out and you end up losing the game. However, there were a lot of Miami guys that were watching that confetti. So
you got to.
We'll see. You got to.
You got it.
You have to let the hurt linger.
That can only come back to make you look good. It would never come back and make you look bad.
Correct.
But if you then win the championship, everyone references how you stood there and you ate that celebration by the other team. it could only look good for you.
Yes.
Right, and they had an impressive run to that national title, beating Saban's Alabama. J.J. McCarthy made a big throw in that game, but it was a better catch, right? Most of what Michigan did was run heavy, and it felt like from watching these games, and Dan has mentioned this a lot, but it was true, to the spectator that doesn't grasp the complexity of their offense, it looked like they were kind of hiding J.J. McCarthy, masking some of those limitations. So he entered the league as a bit of a risky prospect, but wowed people during the pre-draft process.
Where was he selected in the draft? Do you remember?
I think he was 10.
10.
10?
Yeah, I think it was
Okay.
a top 10 pick.
Yeah. It's sort of like a Zach Wilson situation. Wasn't Zach taken like 5th or 6th?
No, I think he was higher than that.
Higher even.
But
I thought he was third.
Yeah, I was going to say I thought it was like 2 or 3.
Right.
But going into the draft, Zach Wilson was supposed to be a can't-miss guy.
Second.
While McCarthy, I think people were a little bit surprised that McCarthy was going top 10.
Right. But there's just quarterbacks like that. Tua is one now in Atlanta. You know, when you're drafted that high, the pressure is on, and if you fail, man, you fail in front of everybody, and then you don't get, particularly when it's compounded by an injury like McCarthy, and you don't get much chance. You know, you get that one chance to shine right away, and if you don't, all of a sudden people are going, does he have a future in this league? Is he a career backup now? What's up with him? You know, so I sort of feel bad for McCarthy in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but he will find himself on the story arc that Kyler Murray is presently in the teeth of. As a former high pick, he was number 1 overall, 29 years old right now. Franchise that drafted him number 1 decided to move on from him. He's going to what many would say is the best spot for a quarterback trying to recapture the hopes and expectations of the pre-draft process. We literally saw it with a quarterback that is his same age in Sam Darnold, went to Minnesota, turned everything around. Year later, wins a Super Bowl with Seattle, was a big part of that, played well. Kyler Murray, his rookie season seemed awfully talented, but there is constant questions about his approach to the game, the size, not the talent, not being able to overcome the
throws
short
a great
stature.
deep ball, and you got Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
so like that's something you can get behind if you're a Vikings fan. But overall, if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm bummed at this.
I'm not bummed at this.
Yeah, no,
I get excited about, look, they made a quick decision, which leads me to believe that Kyler Murray, who high-end end of his talent, has always flashed more talent than J.J.
So
McCarthy.
you think a quick decision here is more likely because of what Kyler Murray is doing as opposed to what J.J. McCarthy is not?
Correct.
Yeah, I think the other way. I think it's more about what J.J. McCarthy is not doing. I mean, like, what would make you so quick to rush to this judgment when you have years worth of footage, years worth of tape on Kyler Murray? Wouldn't you give every opportunity to the guy? It's not a new coach. Wouldn't you give every opportunity you can to see out of J.J. McCarthy what you're hoping to see? That's why, to me, making this decision so fast is more about what J.J. McCarthy is clearly not doing.
It might be some of that, but I would also think that if they were willing to sign Kyler Murray and they wanted to bring him in knowing this would be a competition, or maybe even sort of saying, hey, we think this is your job to lose, it's because of the things that he does well that they think it's like, it happens a lot in baseball too, which is like you'll see a team take a flyer on a guy where we're like, we know what you do well, and we believe our system can eliminate or at least bring up to average the things that you don't do well. It's what they did with Sam Darnold, where they were like, hey, you've got this live arm, you've got an ability to make a couple of reads, and we'll sort of build everything around you from there and teach you our ways. Kyler Murray has had a runaround of a bunch of different types of coaches. He had Cliff Kingsbury for a stretch. He was brought in just off his talent. He was sort of a phenom, and maybe based off the conversations that they had in the offseason of, all right, he's finally let go from this place where he had been sort of given the keys just as a rookie to run the franchise. You can do whatever you want.
They drafted Josh Rosen, like I think a year prior.
Yeah, they got rid of a guy who they had drafted literally the year before, like you said, as a first-round pick for Kyler Murray, and then said, all right, go do your thing. And almost off of talent alone, he was as successful as he was. Things have regressed from there, but the talent has never really been the question with Kyler. They must see him as a guy who fits their system pretty perfectly. And by the way, going back, that draft was insane. Mm-hmm. The first 3 picks were Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance.
Greg, do you remember what Chris Greer gave up for Josh Rosen?
No.
Second-round pick.
Oh, that's crazy.
So bad.
Dude, I still believe in Josh Rosen. I thought he was going to be amazing.
Really?
Dan thought he was going to be incredible.
I thought he was going to be so
pretty solid
good.
in college. I'm just bummed that like the most compelling quarterback battle never really started for us. Like we're not watching camp, right? We wanted to see a preseason game and make our evals that way.
Penix Tua?
Now we just got bad
And
ones.
neither one of them are
Lefties.
out there. None of them are battling.
Yeah, we just have Shador, Deshaun. I don't know if there's a quarterback, although apparently we're going to get a long look-see at Fernando Mendoza, but I don't think that
I don't
is
think
a
that's
quarterback
a
battle.
Yeah, I don't think that's a battle. I think that's predetermined. Cousins.
What comes
Cousins
before a
are-
battle?
Will get hit.
Yeah. What's that?
What comes before a battle? Like, what makes it a battle? Not to sound like Dan.
But you're sounding exactly like
On your heels? Has there ever been like just an out of nowhere, like, oh, you weren't aware this is a battle, but we're going with this quarterback because he flashed more?
I feel like Seattle when they gave the job to Russell Wilson.
Great.
Like,
Matt
there was
Flynn, they had just signed Matt
Yeah,
Flynn,
they
the
had
big
signed-
money, right?
that-
Yeah.
Off the top of your head.
That's
great
pretty
answer.
amazing.
That is good. Very
Sports
nice,
guy.
guys. Very nice.
Well done.
Been doing it for a while. Is Cleveland the only other real quarterback competition? Who wants to be the shitty quarterback on this shitty team?
What's happening in Atlanta is pretty fascinating.
But neither one of the guys
They
are
have a
not
quarterback battle that's like no one's there.
Yeah, no one's competing.
I know. Two lefties, not boot. No boot. What's that saying?
Two lefties
You'll
to
find
boot.
it.
To boot.
It's to boot.
To boot.
Yeah.
Yeah, two lefties to boot.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I just mispronounced it. Okay, I had the right idea.
Is
Nice
there,
job,
there are no other battles? I'm looking right now, like across the league.
Cleveland,
Is
Atlanta.
Arizona a battle at all? Is there anything going on
No,
there?
I mean they just paid Brissett.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to start. They didn't pay him. What are they paying him? $15 million.
15,
right.
They're paying him
Yeah.
$15 million.
Plus the backup is Minshew, who's
Yeah.
not gonna, he's
And I got to
gonna
look at
start
their schedule because if they have LA early and you're looking at Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett, do not do that to Carson Beck. Brissett's a big boy. He can take it.
He looked good in the opener, though.
Carson Beck does look good. I mean,
Yeah.
people laughed. When I said last year's fall camp, he looked better than Cam Ward in fall camp.
Oh,
Carson
man, I
Beck,
laughed so hard, and I felt stupid after.
I mean, people
Still-
just
still
don't
kinda.
know. It was a rhetorical trick. People don't know that Cam Ward's fall camp wasn't that great. But Beck looked dynamite in fall camp, and he's such a
I
wild
remember
card.
going into that Gator Hurricanes game, and we were kind of wondering what's Cam Ward going to look like.
I gotta tell you, like, there were some staff members at the time, like,
Yeah.
but he was just using it because in the spring he was dynamite, and in the fall he was using the fall camp to kind of just push his boundaries and test some things. But Carson Beck was crazy good in fall camp, but he's just got such a wide variance, not just in like the performance and the production, but the arm strength too. The arm strength at the end of the season was totally different than the arm strength at the beginning of the season.
Got some weird starting QB decisions. So Dak Prescott was thrust in as the third string quarterback because both Kellen Moore and Tony Romo had gotten hurt. Then, of course, as you mentioned, Russell Wilson over Matt Flynn, Justin Herbert because of the punctured lung from Tyrod Taylor. And then there was another one where this guy named Tom Brady started over Drew Bledsoe even when he was healthy. That was an odd choice.
Yeah, but he had already gone on a run.
We already had a body of work.
Yeah, he had gone on a run.
So Russell Wilson, way to go, Zaz.
Great answer.
Very
Nailed
nice.
it.
Very nice. And now number 10.
No, I never want to pay money. No, that's not something I do. Pay money for things. Very cheap. Never turned down a free meal.
It's an old wives' tale. Me being very cheap.
Who shot John?
I'm the opposite.
I still don't understand when, why, or how "Who Shot John" is used.
Call up my wife. She'll explain it
Well,
to you.
I'm
It's
sitting
in the
right
car
next to
on the
you.
way to a restaurant.
It's in the car on the way to a restaurant.
It's like the family can't agree, and my dad will just be like, guys, I don't want to play Who Shot John.
Because it gets to a ridiculous point. It's frustrating for me. And those three words generally silence and cause the conversation to veer in a direction, sharply, in a direction that I prefer.
Who's John?
That's the question I have. Who is John? Why did someone shoot him?
It's a generic name. You know, it's not a specific person.
Why did someone shoot him?
Because he was upsetting them so much. You know, I'm in the car with John. We're going to go to Alice's restaurant. And
With Bernie Parmalee?
And we're headed to the restaurant, and at the last minute, John says, or if you prefer, we'll go to the House of Nuts. And I say, no, we're going to Alice's restaurant. And then he insists, the House of Nuts is great. Haven't you heard? Who Shot John? Let's go. Come on. Forget about it. We're going to Alice's restaurant. Arlo Guthrie, 1967.
You like to take your wife to the House of Nuts?
I mean, it's a place we go to.
Yeah, how often?
It depends on the kind of nut I'm interested in. You know, I love
A
Brazil.
sizable one.
I love Brazil nuts.
Yeah.
Good fans.
Good fans.
Really good fans.
Like Brazilian nut?
Well, it's a good nut as well. Legume. Or is that a bean? I think that's a bean.
It is a bean.
Although nuts and beans are in the same family, I think.
Yeah, they're all
What are some
around
of your
there.
other favorite ethnic nuts?
Put it in the poll. Put it on the
I
poll.
like all nuts. I love pistachios, but I insist on deshelling them myself.
Hell yeah.
You give me a bag of pistachios that have already been shelled, I'm going to turn it back.
That's right.
Thank you.
Insists on paying.
I don't believe him either.
I don't.
What a whopper.
Okay, but
I just say things sometimes.
imagine how to
Please get close to the microphone.
if you're Jalen Brunson, how to grow your legend even further. You become known as the super celebrity who owns New York City, but when the finest restaurant wants to pay for your meal, you say, "Chef, really, really appreciate that. I'm going to insist on paying."
Nah,
But
you just
thank
leave an
you so
awesome
much."
tip. You just leave an awesome tip.
Well, that's the other alternative. You know, instead of leaving the same 8-10%, you know, you're actually going to leave maybe a $20 bill.
Oh, you pay. You
No,
pay.
I'm kidding.
And then you turn to your wife and you say, "What do we break a window?"
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Would we break a window?
What do we break a window?
You're taking-
And then I said, "What do we break a window?"
That's the kind of place where you can spend more than $100 for a steak. Right? I mean, I've spent $80 in my market down here for a restaurant steak.
$15 tip on that.
I want to ask.
I'm a big tipper.
Number 29, Jimmy Graham. Wow. Number 28, I Show Speed.
Ah, come on.
Can I take,
Taz, that's your boy.
Not my boy.
Can I take a quibble with your list real quick? Just let me take a quibble. How is Jimmy Graham ahead of Tony Gonzalez? Like, what are you doing?
I think Jimmy Graham was a better college basketball player.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that dude ate glass.
Yeah.
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 And neck is a tight end.
And like they were only separated.
Neck and neck is a tight end, Dan.
Yeah, they're-
Look at Jimmy
yeah,
Graham's seasons, Dan.
No, Tony Gonzalez is better, but like in terms of the back of the, I mean, Jimmy Graham just casually started playing football, dude.
Right.
I think like the ease that it came to be an all timer separates them, and again, they're only separated by Jameis Winston on this list. Yes, but they're both behind I Show Speed. Number 27, Kenny Lofton.
You've fallen in love with I Show Speed.
I think it's an incredible story.
You've
The guy
come
was-
around on him.
No,
Stupid story.
I've always been in on him. The guy was barking at people in front of like a couple dozen Twitch streamers, and then he's playing before the World Cup. It's an incredible story. It's an incredible American.
So we have all survived the gravity leaving us for, what was it, Jeremy? It was
7 seconds.
7 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, survived, not thrived.
No, you
My
look
face
good.
is a little banged up.
No, you look good.
Kind of hurts,
You look
but
good.
that's okay.
Yeah, let's bring aboard Jessica Smetana. Of course, you could hear her with the weekly Notre Dame podcast, The Echoes. With Mike Golick Jr. Jess, did you survive the loss of gravity less than an hour ago? Did you know that this was even happening today? Did it catch you by surprise?
I didn't know about this. Can you tell me more?
Yeah, it's
are you guys okay?
Yeah, we're okay. Tony's probably got a little egg on his face. He was a big subscriber to this. That's why he's not here. He's still strapped in on the subject.
He's upside down.
Well, you got to explain it to her now, Mike. Explain.
So NASA knew about it. We were going to lose 7 seconds of gravity at 10:33, but NASA was okay with it because we don't really have a solution for climate change and the Earth is overpopulated. So we were counting on this extinction event to be a great corrector. But on to the next one.
Damn. Okay.
There you go. All right, Jess. Let me ask you something here. I need an outside female perspective.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, and you're engaged, all right. So you're in a committed relationship. So your opinion here counts. So my wife is constantly getting on me about being on my phone, and I'm not just talking about being on my phone. Like if we're having a conversation, and I look at my phone, I'm on my phone in any fashion. I could be checking an email or a text message. If I give my phone a second of consideration while she and I are sitting down doing anything together, it makes her crazy. And now I got to sit there and I got to endure this scolding from her. Is this normal behavior from her?
I think that if you're looking at your phone while she's mid-conversation with you and talking to you, that's kind of on you. I'm not going to lie to you.
She does the move where she'll stop talking.
Did you get a text? Did you get a text?
That's a great move.
She stops talking and she just stares at me.
Jer Bear, I like that. Is that something important? Who was that?
Yep.
What's going on?
What's going on your phone there?
Right.
No, it'll be like, I'll wait till you're done. That's what she'll say.
Lehman and I both do this to each other because we both are on our phones a lot. And a lot of it is work-related stuff. Like, we both work from our phones all day. But it's hard when you work from your phones. And also, I work from home a lot to put it aside and not look at it. And sometimes I am just doing, like, frivolous bullshit on it. But we do this to each other all the time. Where, like, he'll be saying something to me and I'll look at my phone and he'll get mad. And then I'll be talking to him and he looks at his phone and I get mad. So we just basically do this on and off every day, probably until we die, till death do us part. And I feel like that's life now. Now, I will say, there are people, certain demographics in particular, I won't name names, the over 70 crowd, who are so addicted to their phones lately. I've read articles about it and I've noticed this with my grandmother. She is constantly on her phone and has her phone playing through Bluetooth into her hearing aids. So she's watching YouTube videos and she watches like nonstop AI slop videos about like, husbands cheating on their wives and stuff like that. She's probably watching this right now because she does subscribe to our Le Batard Show YouTube channel. But she will sit there and just listen to it all day. And we're like, Grandma, you like look alive. Like, what? You need to be part of the group here. What are we doing? And that is a step further than even Lehman and I.
See, Jess, like Greg is on the phone right now instead of listening to you. Look at him.
Sorry.
He's texting.
I think we all need to have better phone etiquette. When I moved back to New York City, it's been around a year now since I moved back. I've noticed since even 2021, 2020, I mean, 2020, there was no one walking around because it was COVID, but I've noticed the phone etiquette of people walking on the sidewalk has gotten way worse.
Horrible.
Like, people are walking into traffic looking at their phones every single day. And
Greg.
I mean, sometimes I do it too. I'm not immune to it,
Greg.
but it freaks me out.
It's a fine.
That was your phone, right, Greg?
That's like 3
You
fines,
hear
yeah.
it beeping, Greg. Don't ignore it. Ignoring it only stalls the show.
I have a question for you, Zaz. Is this a situation where you're normally having a conversation and you are getting a text, or is this a situation, and I've noticed this happen, not as much with me, but more with my dad, where it's like being in the middle of a conversation and now your ADD just takes over and you've just decided to look at your phone and start scrolling on social media for no reason?
No, that would be rude if we're in the middle of a conversation.
You're telling me that's never happening?
If we're in the middle of a conversation and all of a sudden I decide to doom scroll, like
Right.
I'm essentially telling my wife,
I've had enough.
You're boring me. All right, and that would be.
But she doesn't know that you're not doing that.
Correct.
That's the problem.
Well, she certainly assumes that I'm doing that.
Right.
But the
Well,
way.
why does she assume that?
Well, the way. Yeah, she's very insecure. The way that it. The way that it normally goes
All
is.
women are.
the way that it normally goes is I'll be on my phone, I'm doing something, whatever, and then she'll be like, hey, can we talk about blah, 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 whatever. Like, we have a plan, something we need to talk about. I go, yeah, sure. And I'm not stopping what I'm doing. And then she pulls that move, I'll wait.
Well, then don't say yes.
Oh, because that'll go well. No, I'm
Just,
busy
hey, can you
doom
give me 60 seconds?
Yeah, but a lot of it is, all right, I can multitask. She claims I can't multitask.
Well, you probably can't.
So that's normally the way it goes. But
Hey, Zaz, I heard some bad news last week that made me think of you. The American Airlines charter bus connection from O'Hare to South Bend, it's now going to be a plane.
I
They
saw
canceled the bus.
Why is that bad news? Great news.
Oh, I thought you loved accidentally getting on a bus.
No, I hated it. I almost had a panic
Getting on the
attack.
Borman Expressway.
No, I almost had a panic attack by myself in Chicago, okay? I hated that.
We've all been there.
That was one of the worst experiences of travel I've ever had. I saw they are bringing back those flights
Planes,
those flights from Chicago to South Bend, which has got to be like a 25-minute flight or something.
It is. It's like 20 minutes. You barely get above
awesome.
10,000 feet.
I
Yeah,
love
you
it.
just kind of go right over the lake and then you're descending.
Jess, I want to ask you about Texas Tech. It's been quite the off season for them, and now they're doing this whole thing that people are afraid to play us. Where I'm kind of the school of thought that they kind of made their own bed, and there are consequences for how they approach this off season in particular. You get more with honey type of deal. What's your read on it?
My read on it is the commentary about everyone hating them because they're Texas Tech and being afraid to play them, and the conference putting the hammer on them just because they're Texas Tech, like all of that stuff, and all of the reaction to the Sorsby stuff being put on everyone else instead of on them, and just saying nothing at all, I think made them look worse than had they just said nothing at all and been like, we stick behind our player. If he's eligible to play, we're going to play him. That would have been better than all of the stuff that they've done and said since, which I think has left a really bad taste in people's mouth. Now, when it comes to scheduling out of conference, I don't think that should really matter too much. If I'm an AD at another school and I have a window for a team and I want to play a team like Texas Tech, I am of the opinion that in the 12 to whatever the expanded playoff ends up being, if it does expand, team playoff, playing good teams is generally a good thing. Even if you lose, sometimes you're still in good shape. And obviously there's it depends, right? Like I'm talking teams that don't already have a tough out of conference game or a really hard schedule or whatever it is. But there's a number of teams that fit that criteria that I think adding Texas Tech would probably be good for their playoff chances instead of being a detriment to them. And that's where I'm like, look, all of that stuff with Brendan Sorsby was incredibly annoying. Do we all have warm and fuzzy thoughts about Texas Tech? No, I don't. But I don't know if that's stopping me if I'm looking at a schedule in 5 years and picking a non-conference team to play.
Jess, have you seen, I saw this online. There's a
dangerous game.
Yeah, right.
You saw it while your wife was talking to you.
Okay, everybody calm down. There is apparently this woman who has created a business where she's an interior designer.
Yes.
For freshmen entering their dorms. Am I explaining?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm explaining this well enough.
No,
Greg.
I think you're explaining this well. And Zaz, I have been thinking about this every day since I saw this video. This woman decorated this dorm room. I think this is at Alabama. And look, is it adorable? Yes. Do I love the colors yellow and pink? Of course. Is this way too much money and effort and just everything to put into a dorm room? Also, yes, my dorm room was disgusting when I was a freshman in college.
Right.
I have pictures of it. I was sending to my roommate, and we were laughing at how many. This is my room freshman year.
This is actually yours?
Woof.
This was my dorm, and this is the cleanest picture I could find. This was move-in day.
Which one are you,
okay?
left or right?
Left, upper.
Boy, you
not-
got
my bed's not
the
made.
wet towel hanging on the bed on the right one.
Yeah, my roommates were disgusting, by the way. I had a picture that I found in my camera roll where there were 16 old takeout cups out in our common area from weeks. Just
filthy.
I don't know how we didn't have roaches and mice. Anyways, it makes me crazy because college is supposed to be for being gross.
It's supposed
and
to be
grungy.
slumming it.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is too much. And I hope this stuff's being reused the next year because we always see these videos of people moving out of their dorms at like NYU, and there's like piles of furniture on the sidewalk in New York, and that bothers me.
So, Greg, you
But
see, like this woman apparently is hired to interior decorate these freshmen, I assume freshman girls' dorm rooms. I don't know that her expertise is doing it for the boys, but you see, it's like she's making a girls. Like, I wonder, Jess, do these girls send a picture of what their current high school bedroom looks like? Like, hey, I want it to look like as similar to this as possible.
I don't really know. All I know is that this looks like it costs a lot of money, and
I
like
saw that
said-
she charges between $15,000 and $20,000.
Ridiculous.
Really?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't even think it was that.
And apparently
Does that-
she
does that
has
include everything?
around 20 clients a year.
That's
All right.
crazy.
I'm gonna call it a rep on sports media. I think I got into the wrong business. I could $20,000, 5 clients a year.
Well,
yeah.
More than 5 clients, like 15 to 20 clients a year.
20 clients a year. Sorry.
Under our services on her website, she has a blurb where she explains where she's from, where it's based, and then quotes a character from Steel Magnolias. Then she describes the interiors and then has a different quote from a different character in Steel Magnolias.
I don't want to rip this lady too much. I just think
No,
that,
if she's providing a service that people are offering, like, good for her.
I just think that everyone needs to be a little bit more disgusting.
Jess,
in
you should
terms
apply
of
for the
their
internship.
Decor. Okay, maybe I will.
It's so strange.
Maybe I will do
A
that.
dorm room should have a bed, a Spartan desk, and a hot plate. That's all.
And
you
a
need.
wet towel.
And a wet towel. That's right.
Do you
That's all
remember
need.
your dorm living?
And a
Yes.
jizz sock.
I do.
No.
I didn't say that.
Oh boy.
No.
I want to hear what this dorm situation looked like for
it
you.
was the opposite of that. It was literally a bunk, what seemed like a bunk bed.
And a couple
and
of socks.
A couple of socks, right. You know, and just nothing. I mean, I do remember a hot plate. I wasn't kidding about that. I'm not sure if microwave ovens had been invented yet.
Clutch
but,
sock.
We had black mold in our bathroom.
That's not
and you thought nothing of it.
Oh, it made me sick. I thought about it all the time. I thought it was gonna grow legs and come and strangle me in my sleep. But it taught me a lot of lessons.
Same with the sock.
Being disgusting in college taught me a lot of lessons. And I wasn't even the most disgusting one. I had to put duct tape across my half of the dorm. And I was like, none of your guys' shit can cross my half. Because you guys are disgusting.
It was that bad?
Nice.
It was so bad. But
This was at
lessons were
Clemson,
learned.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had like a suite.
Yeah. Did you have dorms in South Bend?
I lived with my sister in an
Okay.
apartment in South Bend.
So
Yeah.
it's-
Wait, you didn't
Which
spend
she's
your
also
entire
just
college career
disgusting.
in South Bend?
No, she's a Clemson Tiger too.
No, I went to Clemson my freshman year.
Oh, I didn't know that. I went to 2 schools as well. Did you know
Yeah,
that?
he went to Santa Fe.
Okay, I don't know why you keep saying that. I told you I have no idea where this
Santa
school
Fe
even
Community
is.
College in Gainesville.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
I know that place.
He knows it.
That's cool that
He
you know it
went
because
there.
I don't.
He can
Santa
get you
Fe
in.
I
State.
actually don't know where Zaz went because I feel like there's so many inside jokes that I'm not privy to.
He went to Santa
so
Fe.
I have
Santa Fe.
No, I
You-
never went
you
to a
go to
community college. Not that there's
SSU,
anything wrong with
Florida?
that. I went to UCF.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
With like Jer Bear.
Yeah, but I then transferred
To
I should know
Gainesville,
that.
Santa Fe
to
College.
University of Florida. Nope, Santa Fe.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
So
if,
you did go to Florida.
if my life depended on it, if you had a gun to my head and said, Zaslow, take me to Santa Fe Community College right now or I kill you, I would be dead. I don't know where it is.
Were you there 1 year or 2? At
University
Santa
of
Fe?
Florida?
No,
No,
Santa,
Santa
Fe.
Fe.
Okay, moving on. So, Jess, we were talking a little bit about movies earlier, and one movie that like movie coming out this weekend is the End of Oak Street with Anne Hathaway, which we think is strange that there have not been any reviews out yet. That's usually not a very good sign as far for how the movie is going to
thought the
be.
same.
Right.
Yeah.
But what we have not brought up yet is this new movie coming out with Robert Pattinson, where he stars
Pats.
as Chris Hansen, called Prime Time. Have you seen the trailer? It's A24, which I love. The A24
Yeah.
studio do great movies. Have you seen the trailer?
Trailers.
For Prime Time with Robert Pattinson?
I have, and I also saw that it's partially based off of a article in Esquire about one of the most famous encounters that happened as part of this show that ultimately led to this show's demise.
Yeah, did
so
someone
I read
kill
that
themselves?
article. Yes, this is my main takeaway. What the hell? Reality TV in the 90s and 2000s, what the actual hell was going on? Like, this is all insane. But what they would do they would get these decoy houses and they would lure the quote unquote predators to the decoy houses and have it all bugged and, film it and film the interaction and the reveal when Chris Hansen comes out, which is, you could see in that trailer. And I think most people are familiar with this show. This was a network television show, but I guess if you're a younger person, maybe you missed it. But anyways, in this one case, they couldn't get the guy to come to the house. So they went to his house and they had a SWAT team show up at his house. And he did end up shooting himself when they arrived. And I think, I guess that led to the premature demise of the show because, there's a lot of ethical questions that get raised when something like that happens. But I was curious about was like, Chris Hansen's still alive. Like, so Robert Pattinson's playing him in a movie. Like, is he going to go to the movie? Is he going to watch it? Is he going to have any sort of retrospective thoughts on any of this? And apparently he was not involved in any of this. He only found out about it sort of recently. And he still has a streaming show where he does like sting operations, I found out, on YouTube and on some streaming networks. So anyways, Robert Pattinson's on a crazy roll right now, and this movie looks nuts.
Yeah, Chris Hansen, we were kind of into this show because its heyday was while our show was rip-roaring, and we would have Chris Hansen on a lot.
Yep.
We also had Joey Greco on,
Yep.
the host of Cheaters, who got stabbed.
Yep.
You getting
Which
stabbed?
is surprising to no one that happened
He
on
got
the show.
stabbed.
On the show?
Yeah, and he kept hosting, and like that wasn't a network reality show. That was syndicated.
Yeah.
What?
Like, you're not surprised that happened on, like, the whole premise, of course, on Cheaters, Greco would bring, the person who's being cheated on, and they would catch the couple in the act. And of course, at some point, Buddy was going to get stabbed.
Yeah,
of course.
He got stabbed. He did get stabbed. But we would have him on the show too. He was a riot. Steve Wilkos
That show was
as well.
crazy. Why did you do it?
Yeah. Why'd you do it?
Why'd you do it?
Have a seat. Big night planned.
Jess is right. Reality TV, like,
it was crazy.
pretty crazy.
Every show. And even like I used to watch America's Next Top Model, which was like a reality model competition show. And there was a documentary like expose about that came out a year ago. And I was like, man, every negative thing that I learned about my body came from the show. What were we doing? I feel like Kevin Durant. What are we doing to our beautiful queens? It was just a crazy time on television. I mean,
Yes.
still, I'm sure reality TV now we're not going to look back on fondly in 20 years too, but all of this was nuts.
Jess,
what were we thinking?
Jess,
Yes.
The Real World had so many moments. I'm going to compliment
Lucy
you
got
on.
smacked by Steven in
Yeah.
Real World Seattle.
Was it Irene?
Irene. Steven
Real World Seattle.
smacked her
He
in front of
slapped, like she
everyone.
got in the car, she was leaving. He
Yup.
opens the door, slaps her in the face, door closes, and we all have to answer a lot of questions as young Americans.
Yup. Straight up smacked her in front of everybody. That was crazy. On television. Dude smacking a girl.
Yeah, and we had to reconcile with Puck.
Oh, yeah. Sticking his dirty index finger in the peanut butter. It's looking, yeah, it's kind
Who's
of gross.
Puck?
Oh,
Who's Puck?
Who's Puck?
You're talking about Puck from Glee, right?
No.
That was a bad ending.
Oh, Real World San Francisco. Come on
Yeah.
now.
Or
I was
how
never a real world person.
you're too
to be
young.
honest
Yeah,
You're
with
too
me
young. You missed Real World New Orleans and
think I
the
did.
absolute jam. Come on, be my baby tonight. Come on,
I
be
did
my
watch
baby
some of
tonight.
the VH1 shows that were they had like real world contestants in them.
So the
but, like,
challenge,
after-
this will blow your mind. The challenge,
Okay.
you know, MTV's The
Yeah.
Challenge. It was like
I
Billy's
found
favorite
out about
show.
the challenge during COVID
Right.
because of my brother-in-law to be.
So the challenge, it was just renamed The Challenge. It used to be the Real World Road Rules Challenge. And what was Road Rules,
I was
you
never
may
a
ask?
Road Rules guy.
Road Rules was basically the real world, but in a traveling Winnebago. And that's where we discovered Theo Vaughn.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, and Kid Hoover
Yep.
from Cold Pizza.
Cold Pizza, of course. Yep. And also, what was his name? Who's on TV right now? Kyle Brandt. He was Real World.
He was Real World.
Kyle Brandt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe Sean Duffy.
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
You are so not political.
Yeah, Kyle Brandt was Real World. And, of course, The Miz
This-
was Real World.
This is blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
Johnny Bananas is the only one who I am familiar with.
Chris Cody's friend?
Yeah, that's what?
Now he has a whole baseball team named after him.
There was a
Handball.
time, Robert Pattinson, who, of course, came to fame, his first roles were the Twilight movies, you know? I've never seen any of those.
Harry Potter.
Oh, they're so good.
I've been told that he got his start in Harry Potter,
Yep,
which
Cedric
led to
Diggory.
the Twilight.
What?
He was Cedric Diggory. My boy!
All right. I don't know what any of that
We're
is.
not like these nerds.
But Robert Pattinson, you know, came to fame with the Twilight movies, which were obviously a very huge deal. But it felt like
I was Team Edward.
You can only be Team Edward.
He's going to be kind of pigeonholed, where it's like, oh, he's that kind of actor, where he's in those kind of movies, and now he's like as big a male actor there is in the world. Like, totally shed that label. I feel like there aren't very many examples of dudes who have pulled off what he's been able to pull off.
He's chosen some really interesting projects. I agree with you, Zaz. Like the Twilight Saga films were so bad. They are some of
They were
other than
cheesy.
the baseball scene. Other than the baseball scene in the
Baseball
first one,
scene is
Jeremy, you know what I'm
great.
talking about.
That baseball
Electric.
scene is awesome.
I've never seen any of the Twilight movies, and even I know the baseball
We will
scene.
discuss on Pitch Clock tomorrow, by the way, Twilight baseball movie.
Yeah,
we'll find
there's a
out.
great Twitter handle, right? Twilight
It
baseball
is
scene.
a baseball movie. It is. Twilight is so bad in every single way. And I say this as
In the best
someone
way.
who read all of the books in 7th grade and was like, this is great. I can't wait to have a boyfriend someday. I hope they're nice to me. And then Edward leaves her in the second book, and you're like, well, she should probably eat. I don't know why she's not eating. Anyways, it was a crazy time to be alive. And so then the movies came out, and the movies were so bad. And they also made him look bad because he had to be pale and look like a vampire. And the acting, the character itself was just not, it was not a good character. But then afterwards, yeah, he did a lot of like kind of interesting, weird movies. And now he's in some huge blockbusters playing these like serious dramatic roles.
He's like
I
the
agree with you.
top
I
guy.
didn't really see it. I didn't really see it coming, but I think you could say the same for Kristen Stewart. Like when Twilight came out, I was like, I don't really know if this is a great actress. And now she's gotten like she's a star too, and she does a lot of films and has taken way more seriously than I think anyone expected.
Oh, but I feel like
when
he
those
is
films came
so
out.
much bigger than she
Well,
is.
he's like the biggest actor in the world, but she's had an opportunity to like produce movies, direct movies. She's done a
Yeah.
lot more behind the scenes than he has. But I mean, look, he's Batman, he's in Dune, he's in all these different things, and he's done all these
He's in
strange projects as
everything.
well.
Yeah.
He's having the best summer of anybody.
I don't believe that second Batman's ever coming out.
Oh, we'll see.
Jess, I need you to explain what the hell the Indiana Fever are gonna do, because it
What do you
feels like
mean?
every single game there is complaining about their head coach Stephanie White. And finally yesterday, we'll play the video here. This is pregame. This is her pregame availability, where Stephanie White has, been under fire. She's been under fire for a lot of things, most specifically for anything involving Caitlin Clark. And recently, there's been criticism levied at Stephanie White, apparently because she didn't back up Sophie Cunningham to the enough to the pleasure of the masses for the incident that took place with her being fouled by Dejanay Carrington. And Stephanie White decided to release a statement before the game yesterday. Here it is.
Every day these women put their on the line. Every day. When they go low, we go high. Love will win. Grace will win. Humility will win. And kindness will win. I stand by them. I will always stand by them. Everybody else can go to hell.
I'd have preferred for her not to keep looking at the, the paper there. But,
Scripted.
does she like her job?
I mean, when she was hired, it was like, oh man, Steph White's going back to the Fever to win a championship with Caitlin Clark. This is going to be incredible. And then, Caitlin Clark was hurt most of last season, and Steph White was still able to coach this team to a deep playoff run without their star player. And look, I think there's a lot of fair criticism that can be made about coaching decisions, rotations, like all of these things that go into her job. But the criticism that she wasn't mean enough to an opponent for a flagrant 2 foul in a game, an opponent that she used to coach, that to me is just like, what are we doing? Like, we want her to get up on the podium and be like, yeah, that's a dirty player and she sucks and I hate her. Like, that's not how any coaches really behave in these situations. And I think expecting someone to do that, especially if that's not even how they feel about a player, is pretty that would be pretty unprofessional and egregious, I would say. So when this pre-game press conference happened yesterday, to be honest with you, Zaz, I didn't even realize at first what the specific thing she was referring to was. And then, I saw that it was because of this Dejanay Carrington thing. And I was like, there's so many other things that I thought she could have been addressing, like the, grifter former NBA players who are trying to declare for the WNBA draft, like that sort of thing. But no, apparently it was about this foul call, which happened like 2 days ago. Apparently she got booed before the Fever game started against the Liberty yesterday. Wow. Caitlin Clark said after the game that like really like hurt her to hear that, and that she stands by her coach. And it's just one of those like weird things where it's like you're getting attacked from all angles, right? There's like all these people that don't think women should play sports. There's all these people that don't take your league seriously. There's all these people that are like just going out of their way to discredit everything you're doing. And then you're getting it from your fans too, who think that you're a bad person because you didn't like mother F an opposing player. Like, to me, it's just weird. And it all stems from, I think, displeasure in general with the way that the season kind of started out. But the Fever have been playing really well lately. They beat the Liberty last night, had a great offensive game. You'd think that would kind of silence some of the noise from their own fan base. But I also will add, they're not the only fan base that has like internal division that is mad at the coach. And this isn't even the first time this has happened with a Fever coach. Like, Christy Sides was not loved by the Fever fan base in Caitlin Clark's rookie season. So anyways, yeah, there's just a lot of negativity, and I'm happy that she stood up for herself. And I definitely feel badly for the position that she's in, because there's a lot of eyeballs on her, and it feels like, no matter what she does, she is pissing someone off, I guess.
Jess, a couple weeks ago, you reminded me that I need to purchase my Phil Steele college football magazine.
Oh, yeah.
Which one of them?
I had totally forgot, and then I went and I ordered it. And it has come in the mail. Like, I have my Phil Steele college football magazine, but I haven't, like, looked at it. It's, it came in the mail. My wife put it on, the dresser, and it's just there. I haven't started going through it yet. Jess, do I have to be worried that I have the actual Phil Steele college football magazine?
Apparently. I'm worried that I can't find mine right now. I thought it was on my desk, but I saw Phil Steele post yesterday on Twitter that someone is selling AI slop Phil Steele college football previews on Amazon and pretending that they're the real deal. And the details in them, The Athletic wrote a story about this, are kind of funny. Like, the numbers are wrong on players' jerseys. There's like a 12-team playoff bracket that has 16 lines on it. So it's just like all incorrect and wrong. And I don't know, man. Amazon, you're a billion-plus company. Can you get the AI slop off your website? And also, I will add, I saw a whole wire cutter investigation into fake beauty products and skincare products on Amazon, where there's like third-party sellers selling dupes in fake packaging. And if you don't buy, so like if I'm buying sunscreen from the CeraVe store, if I'm accidentally clicking on a link for it from like a third-party seller, I might be getting a different product. It might not even be the real thing. And there's like all these fake people now real people selling fake products, pretending that they're real products, including for Phil Steele. It's ridiculous.
I'm a little bit worried now.
It's Phil Steele, but it's spelled Steal.
No,
it's not.
It was a good joke.
You fooled me, Jeremy. Yeah. You fooled me.
I just feel like every day I'm living my life trying not to get scammed, and I'm getting close. Like, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna put like sunscreen made out of, I don't know, bird poop on my face on accident one of these days.
Jess, did you see that Ohio State fans are all mad at Mike Ryan? We were talking about it yesterday.
No, I did not see that.
We were talking about it yesterday. You know, the coaches' preseason poll came out. The AP is not out yet, but the coaches' preseason poll is out, and Mike decided to give a couple of teams, because this happens every year. Like last year was Clemson and LSU, where you have a couple teams who are ranked in the top 10 preseason that end up finishing the year. They're not even ranked. Like they end up stinking, all right? And so Mike chose...
Just as a sports radio exercise,
Yeah.
if I have to pick one of these top 10 teams, it's been hard to do a show today. Thank God for that gravity thing. So, just as a thought exercise, let's talk this out. Let's try to guess, because these all look like good teams. It's hard to imagine any of these teams being unranked. But who do you think in the top 10 right now, preseason, is the most likely to finish the season unranked? And I had a controversial choice. I was torn between Georgia, and Ohio State. And now I feel pretty strongly that it's Ohio State.
I don't think it'll be Ohio State. I think the advanced analytics all like Ohio State and have them preseason number 1. I don't think that's just coaches poll bluster. Their schedule's a little bit harder this year than last year, so I'll give you that. But I don't think they'll be unranked. I think because unranked would be you have to have a Penn State collapse.
Can I go
season.
instead of unranked? Can I just go? Everybody wants to fire the coach, and maybe the coach doesn't come back next year. Rather than because you can do that at
the year they won the national
yeah,
championship.
Ohio they can finish 14, and that might be the case.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Alabama I would put in that category, although they just gave Kalen DeBoer an extension. I think you could put a lot of teams in that category. The team that I think I would not put in that category is Indiana, because I think Kurt Cignetti will just have that job for the rest of his life.
Well, and Miami. You could say it about Miami. Cristobal's not going anywhere, ever.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. But I think it's hard to take any of these teams and say they'll be unranked. Last year, I would have not even said that about Penn State, even though I was skeptical that they were as good as people said that they were going to be going into that season, because I was not a Drew Allar believer, unlike many. But I think that's kind of where you have to take it, Mike, is who are the quarterbacks that you think are getting too much preseason buzz and attention? Is it the CJ Carrs or the Sam Levitts? And if they don't perform to the standard, is the team still good? And then where would you find enough losses for them to be unranked?
I took that into account with Sayan. I don't think Sayan is that good, and I know he was a Heisman finalist, but I know what I saw in Dallas, Texas. There were things when he goes up against. He is playing very talented teams this year, teams that can get after the quarterback, and I saw him really struggle with that. I think that this year they lost 1 million guys to the NFL on that defensive side of the ball. I think they're more susceptible to lose to the likes of Illinois and Iowa than they've probably been in the last few years, and I can see the spiraling. And if Michigan rolls around and you already have a 3-loss Ohio State team, or a 2-loss even, and people are already starting to doubt it, and that game comes and goes and he loses that game, disaster. I mean, look, we're doing something that's hard. You're going to piss off what is right now a team, a fan base of what is expected to be a good team. But you got to go for a team that's playing a tough schedule. Ohio State is in a conference where any given Saturday a team can get you, and they just lost a lot of guys from the previous year. And they've shown that maybe the arrow isn't ascending the way that it had been previously.
I think I would be more likely to take a team like maybe a Texas A&M or an Oklahoma, a team that had a obvious deficiency last year that has a harder schedule, like Texas A&M's final. Yeah, Oklahoma, their offense was really banged up, but and John Mateer had to get surgery midway through the season, so obviously give them some grace for that. But their offense was not very efficient, and that's a team where you're okay, their defense is going to be great, we know that, but maybe if they can't score down the stretch, it gets dicey. Same with Texas A&M. If Marcel Reed is awesome, then they're probably going to beat the Alabamas and South Carolinas and Tennessees and Oklahomas and Texases. But if he's got a few bad turnovers in some games like last year and they pile up, that October, November schedule is really, really tough.
So
I'd probably go that route.
I like talking this out with you because you're applying the logic of using previous examples, quarterbacks that didn't end up being all that good that people had questions about in this top 10. The quarterbacks that people have questions about was how Marcel Reed's season ended. And Mateer, certainly after the hand injury, he was different.
See, Mike, what I like about what you're doing is that if you are somehow right, and there's probably like a 1% chance that you are, you're going to look like the smartest guy ever. And if you're wrong, I don't know if anyone's going to remember. You're just going to be like a voice of a doubter in the crowd.
Ohio State.
That's a great spot to be in.
Ohio State fans are good for the banter, and they're licking their chops to get an advantage now that the Fiesta Bowl is not something that they can go to. The Cotton Bowl happened since then. But I'm a big believer in Texas and Arch Manning. I think they are super talented. I have questions about the head coach, but early on, there's a pretty big measuring stick. And if they lose that game to Texas, I feel like I'm already right.
That's fair. I saw from Brian Fremeau, he was posting some efficiency data the other day. He said that Sark has never cracked the OFEI top 15 or the OF plus top 10 at Texas, which is kind of interesting. They have loaded up at the skill positions, and I mean, we've all seen the clips of their of like Cam Coleman catching that pass in camp.
They are ridiculously talented.
Curious how the offensive line is like that. Their run game was so bad last year, and they're like, well, we're gonna get 2 running backs in the portal and fix it. So I don't know, maybe that would be a spicy take, but it's so hard at the beginning of the season because you just talk yourself into everyone being really good, and you don't start seeing the cracks till like week 4 or 5.
The weekly Notre Dame podcast, The Echoes, with Jessica Smetana and Mike Golick Jr. Great job, Jess. We're so
Mike,
close
why
to
not just go with Ole Miss?
I like Trinidad.
Me too. He's great. All right, thanks, guys.
His hands are on his hips, and he's genuinely winded. All right, let's watch this, Greg and Jeremy. You just tell us what's going on.
Old man in the blue, winding back.
It's not golf.
I told him to
told
do
me
it
to do this
way.
in a golf voice.
I told him to do it that way.
I don't know why.
He's looking at the camera.
Because he's not a play-by-play
Bent to
guy.
a knee, looking like he's going to kick a field goal. And the kick right at the goalie, and it's blocked with 2 hands.
So far, but it was on target. That's a shot on target, and it had some pace. He didn't catch it.
It was like directly at the goalie's face.
All right, he stayed central.
He's lined the 3 balls
Forced
back
to
up, putting his hand behind him like a relief pitcher, and
Ooh,
there's
he
a
had a
save.
dive.
He did have to dive.
0 for 2.
A
Okay.
dive to his left, right on your screen.
Greg's doing better than I thought.
There are
Yes,
2
he
soccer
is.
balls.
He's got some
lining
pace
another
behind
one
it.
up in the middle. And he backs up. Let's see if he puts his hand. Yep, just like a relief pitcher once again. Craig Kimbrell. He kicks straight at the goalie.
Kicking it right at him.
There's
That
nothing
one
on these kicks.
Could have
There's
been
nothing
caught.
on it.
He caught that
The
one.
Take a
goalie
chance.
jumping
Aim
up and
one
down.
way.
More safe than I thought.
3 balls lined up, and here's the kick.
Oh, there's nothing on
Not
it.
the put some oomph in
And
that
he's going to
one.
get tired now. No chance.
Now Greg Cody seems exhausted. We've got a second screen action here. Here it goes, and the kick, and
Oh,
he kicks it right at the
He
goalie.
kicks it. It's like he's playing catch.
We should talk to him here. We're halfway through.
All right, Greg, hold on.
I taken?
5.
0 for 5.
Now, are you trying to set him up for something here? Maybe go at him like 5 times in a row?
A readjustment of the shorts. Double thumbs up, a smile on the face. States across his chest, a kick straight ahead.
Hey, they're all on target. He hasn't taught it.
I think he's just trying to accumulate shots on goal.
He has not missed the net. The goalie has suggested he kicked to the right, and he kicked it straight once again.
I mean, moved a little to the right.
Ever so slightly.
How many I got
to the
left?
right of the
3
kick.
more.
3 more.
Good job, Rose.
Try to go
And
upper 90
that's
on this
laughter.
one.
Trying to hit like see where the post is.
Goalie giving some
Trying to go like closer
suggestions.
to that.
A deep breath, a backup from Greg. Here he goes.
Got close.
Best
Whoa.
shot.
Good save.
Best shot right
Close.
there. Best
It
shot.
was a great diving save to the right.
At this
by
point,
Emerson.
we
The
all
Pink
have to be
Panthers,
rooting
they
for
say.
him, no? Come on.
Well, I'm
Two
gonna,
more shots on
I'm
goal.
gonna add an.
He is winded.
Hold on, Greg. Hold on.
Hands on knees. Here's a kick.
Oh,
First
wide
That's on you, though, Dan.
Yeah,
you
Dan,
can't tell him
you
to hold on
distracted
to the
him.
back of his
You're talking in his
rusty gate.
backswing.
All right, I'll give him another one. He's still on number 8 because I distracted him there. But the reason I was telling him to hold
Against the Spread is presented by DraftKings Sports. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Mike.
We're going to head over to the tennis courts. That's right. You thought I'd be stuck with baseball.
What's going on there?
Or WNBA, but I told you I proudly don't watch it, and I have the courage to tell you I don't. Lerner Tien. He's 2-0 all-time against Ben Shelton, but Ben Shelton, who's playing well and has great support, great fans.
Really?
Is favored. Yeah. Trinity, you know about that Trinity Rodman?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I know about Trinity Rodman too. Anyways, I'm taking Lerner Tien plus 1.5 against the spread in sets because he's 2-0 all time and he's a grinder.
All right, very good.
That's the other guy.
Let's bring Juju aboard here. Juju, good to see you. Do we have some corrections that need to be made from the show from yesterday?
Yes, sir, man. When I'm wrong, I put my hand up and say, you know what? I'm wrong. And we had some listeners submit 2 omissions I made on my red shirt list yesterday. First one was Jelani Kurt at the J Kurt from Twitter. He says Bart Simpson.
Ooh, good one.
Okay.
Oh, my boy.
I like it. Eat my
Yeah.
shorts, man. Yeah.
Out of bounds on me. And lastly, the next one, Sean from IG reminded me that I forgot my boy Thumb from Spy Kids.
Oh, how dare
this
you.
is my favorite one.
How dare you.
By far my favorite one.
I laughed for 20 straight minutes.
I don't
when
even
I saw
know.
This for
I
the
don't
first
even know
time
what you're
yesterday.
doing there. How dare you.
Oh my God, the thumbs from Spy Kids. Oh my God.
That's a real thing?
Are you kidding?
I have no idea what that is.
Wow.
Who's that supposed to be?
Washed. You.
He's a supervillain.
Juju, let's get to a stat of the day today. Jeremy gave one earlier in the show, but I think you may have a good one as well.
Yes, sir.
Start of the day.
Hey.
Start of the day. This is start of the day. Start of the day. Start of the day. This is start of the day. Start of the day. Start of the day. This is start of the day.
Come on, be my baby
Start of
tonight.
the day. Start of the day.
Hey.
Come on,
This
be
is
my
start of
baby
the day.
tonight. I don't care about
We
the
gonna
mother
stick
thugs
with
you've
it,
been
Mike.
with. Come on, be my baby tonight.
Hey, salute that boy Dave, man, from New Orleans. I remember that. My boy was fire.
He
We
was
gonna
just
stick to music, though.
dude. He held on to his convictions, no doubt.
We gonna stay with the music, man. Pitchfork rates Tyga's new Starface album a 0.0 out of 10, stating that the rapper's slop pop concept album is smug, complacent, and depressing. Its very existence has made the world a worse place.
A worse place.
Slop
Drew Millard wrote that from Pitchfork. And I bring it up to bro. If my music is ever bad, just tell me, hey, bro, get back in the lab. You might don't do this to me. The world, I'm depressed now.
I
That's
love
slop pop.
Pitchfork in their bag. What'd you make of the Phoenix flexin' thing with the? I mean, one of the songs of the summer, but it was very clearly AI because I've seen that dude interviewed, and that dude is the highest person I have ever seen.
Right, that's my problem with it. He gotta go with it. He gotta lean into it a little bit more because he be performing and you hear the 80s song, but my boy look like 1999. He's sagging, like you say, high as hell. Salute to my boy, but like you say, it's AI generated 100%. So
He finally
I don't
came
know
out,
how
but
I feel about
he was out there telling so many lies or capping, as Zaz says.
Yep.
Exactly. But hey, I ain't hating on my boy. Get your money. But let's lean into it a little bit more. Put on the 80s suits, man. Perform for them folks. You did.
Juju, before we get to the polls here, did you survive the gravity situation that we all had today?
Bruh, I had tied myself to the couch over here. I was ready. Everything in here had been seat belted down, and I think it worked. I didn't look outside when it happened. I was watching you guys, so I'm not sure if it's an inside-outside thing, but nothing floated in here. Luckily.
Jeremy's worse for
It
wear.
was tough outside. I'm glad you were inside,
Yeah.
Juju. If not, you would have ended up like
Damn.
this with bruises all over the side of your face that are definitely real.
Did today's situation remind you of anything gravity related?
Yeah, bro. When I was basically preparing for the end of the world, I was thinking, damn, what are some of the best zero gravity moments in entertainment history? So I came up with a top 5 list just in case we survive, and damn it, here we are.
Okay, all right.
Number 5, OK Go, upside down and inside out. Awesome range.
Wow, that's what that band did. Music videos.
Tremendous music videos.
Hell yeah. Number 4, man, my dog Star-Lord had to save Gamora in space, man. Guardians of the Galaxy. She was out of here. She was gone. Forget about her if Star-Lord didn't do what he did. Salute. Number 3, come on, man. Inception.
What a movie.
Yes, sir, man. Whole film, top to bottom. Fantastic, man. Number 2, them damn villains in Superman movie when they had got caught in the glass.
Oh, they were sent to the Phantom Zone.
Exactly. Get they punk ass out of here trying to end Earth. How dare they? Float away. Yep. Like the floaters. Float on.
Like
and
the
number
floaters.
1, the number 1 zero gravity moment in entertainment history, man, without a doubt. Charlie in the Chocolate Factory when they found them damn fizzy lifting drinks.
That's great.
That is
Charlie,
a perfect number 1.
Charlie, watch out for Grandpa's Coke nail. He's got that crazy long pinky Coke nail. Careful.
Right. And unfortunately, Willy Wonka was watching the whole shit go down any damn way. Damn, he remember everything.
Children died.
You lose.
He killed children.
I said good day, sir.
Good day.
Excellent job, Juju. Let's update the polls for today.
Yes, sir, man. Brilliant pose. We only had 3 of them today,
All right.
but brilliant nevertheless. Is Herbie Hoover everyone's favorite Quaker? 52% of the audience said yes, he is.
It's diarrhea.
48% probably was thinking about either Dame Judi Dench or Susan B. Anthony.
Skibidi daddy.
Do you like a tantric Christmas? 68% of the audience says no, they do not.
It's your Christmas.
These are good polls today.
It's all good polls.
And last poll, oh my damn. This has never happened in the history of the show, but let me read it. Where does Nick Wright live? Los Angeles or New York? 50% of the audience says Los Angeles, and 50% of the audience says New York.
I told you.
These are your polls.
It's diarrhea. I told you. Why do I gotta need to know where Nick Wright lives?
Damn.
Skibidi daddy.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.